I'm muted again. There we go. Thank you, Terminator. There we go. I should be able to be heard now. Let me just quickly... Yep. Alright, cool. Sorry, my dad has this uncanny ability. The minute I hit start stream, he calls me. So... I forgot that we named this save file Snake. So yes, we are here. We are ready to go. Brand new randomizer. Well, I say brand new as of last night. Well, Sunday night? Was it Sunday night that we last streamed? Something like that. Snaky! That's it. It's all Snake. How are we all tonight? I am feeling fresh, feeling fine, ready to go. I forgot to put the stream up on my phone. Just give me 2 seconds. That way I can at least see what's happening. I didn't even think this far ahead. I just went, oh yeah, I can hit stream. I can hit start stream. No worries. There we go. See, I'd know if I was muted if I had done that before. How are we all tonight? I am feeling grand, ready to go. We're going to go straight into... I leave for GDQ in 19 hours. 19 hours for GDQ. Oh, that's so exciting. I can't believe you get to go in person. Is this... This wouldn't be your first time in person, would it? I don't think it would be, but... I've always wanted to go to a GDQ in person. One day it will happen. Fingers crossed. This is your 6th GDQ. Oh, lucky you. I am so jealous. I'll be volunteering again for GDQ, which makes me very excited, very happy. But one day I will actually get there and I'll be able to volunteer in person. So, I'm manifesting it. It's gonna happen. But no, that's really exciting. I genuinely keep forgetting that GDQ starts next week. And every time I remember, it's like Christmas morning all over again. Alright, so we are going to quickly... We're going to head straight into Majora's Mask, I reckon. So last off, we just completed Termina Field. So now we're going to go Southern Swamp. We also have a Epona song, so we can get into essentially every area except for Snowhead, but even then we can get into Snowhead. Gonna be real here, we can get into Snowhead if we really wanted to. Okay. Oh, wow. Alright, let's go straight into it. We did have a bit of a later start today for our randomizer. Normally what happens is I get home from work and I hit start stream almost immediately. This time I did something revolutionary. So we're having a lot of stormy bad weather across our city at the moment. So my workplace put out an alert saying, don't come into work for the rest of the week. Please don't, just work from home. Naturally, that means my boss wants me to go in Thursday and Friday anyway. Yeah, we've essentially been told not to bother coming in. So I worked from home today and I had the revolutionary idea of having dinner before I start streaming. As opposed to what I usually do is, which is, you know, starve until about 10 PM when I finish stream and then shovel something down before quickly heading off to bed. Alright, we've just got a few things here to check. Nothing here, excellent. We've just lost more money. And more money. Excellent. So how are we all? It is cold and wet and miserable where I am right now. I hope everyone's staying warm or staying cool if you're experiencing some heat wave action at the moment. I know quite a few places are having a heat wave at the moment. Yeah, you're gonna knock me down, but can I see what it is first? Okay, it's just a Greg. That's fine. Let's go! I did a check down here. I'm snuggled up in bed to watch the stream tonight. Oh, that sounds so lovely. Honestly, hot mood. I'd be doing the same. I 100% feel that. I've got my hoodie on. I've got my blanket on. Doing my best not to melt. Oh no, you've got the heats. You've got the heats at the moment. I'm scared to know how hot it is for you. I feel so bad. It is, what is the temperature here right now? That's a great question. It is 11 degrees, feels like 3 degrees. And that's Celsius. So whatever that is in Fahrenheit. Feels like 3 degrees. That's grand. So I hope you're staying a little bit cooler than us in your hot weather. There we go. There we go. Sorry, I just had to make sure my stream was... Oh my god. Okay. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to shut up and take that. Excellent. Goro Musk straight off the bat. Heck yeah. Alright. There we go. Green potion. I'm gonna just quickly... There we go. Goro Mask knocked off. Is that a rapport on the chillin' on the roof there? Yes. Yes, it is. Alright. Sorry, I'm just gonna take a second just to inventory. We've got room key. We've got ocean title deed. We have couples mask, cow mask. And we have Sonata and Epona song. Oh, yes, we did have Epona song. There we go. Sorry, I am so bad at updating trackers, so I quickly had to do that while, before I forgot again. Alright, let's go. We've got quite a few things that we can check today. So we're going to do Southern Swamp here. We can also do the Spider House. We can also get through a bit of Deku Palace as well. So we won't be able to do Sonata check, but there's a lot of other things. Better this week than last. It was 37 last week, now it's 30. That still sucks. Yeah. 30 is... Hello, also Soup. Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely day. Yeah, 30 degrees is our average come, like, at the end of summer or the, end of summer... No. Yeah, beginning of autumn, end of spring sort of thing. And that really sucks, so I get it. But 37, youch. No thank you. I am more of a summer person than what the heck? Oh my god. Okay, less than 10 minutes in, we've got 2 of the 4 transformation masks. Okay, sure. Wow. Yeah, I'm very much a summer girly. I love summer. Not the biggest fan of winter, but I will take whatever weather this is over the 42 degree days that we had in summer last year. That was a little bit ridiculous. Especially considering aircon is so expensive. I pay my electricity bill, I know how expensive it is, and no thank you. Alright, heart container, very nice. Nothing in the grass here, excellent. Alright. Do we actually have a potion for her? No, we don't. Cool. We weren't going to give her a potion anyway. So when talking to, is that one Koame? Yeah, I think that's Koame there. When talking to Koame, it's better not to give her a red potion right off the bat, because otherwise it won't trigger the conversation with Katake up here, where she will give you a red potion. And in a randomizer, that's a check that we have to do, unfortunately. So it's better in the long run if you just don't give her a potion the first time you talk to her. Magic, Greg. Excellent. See, this is the check we've been missing out on. And we would have missed out on that whole fairy. Oh no. Thrilling stuff. Alright, let's continue on. we will be back here for day 2 and day 3 Forbidden Woods. But for the most part, we're just going to continue on here. Now, something that a lot of people don't realise, Goron is, this water is just at the cusp of what the Goron can and can't deal with. So we can just essentially, well, provided that, you know, there we go. We can essentially just roll our way through here. There we go. And let's hookshot this bad boy. Having the hookshot so early has been amazing. Don't get me wrong, I'm always happy to sort of MacGyver different solutions, but just having it early on makes everything so much easier. Speaking of so much easier, we can actually just talk to these people to get through instead of having to cut in, so that's nice. What? Oh, I walked too far. Come on. Excellent. Let's just cut through over here. That's fine. Excellent. So, I have a question to pose to all of you today. Whoa. Now, no touching the color green. No touching green grass, green floor, no green. That's really awkward. Okay. I don't think I can avoid touching... That's so... Okay, hang on. Just let me get off green first. That's just... I can't start the timer until I get off the green. There we go. Okay, we are off green. That is such a random ban. I love it. It's so mean though. 5-minute timer, please. Lol, banning a color. That's fun. It is. That's such a unique challenge. I like it. Oh, boy. Okay, restarting the timer. Give me a sec. This was possibly the worst area to do this in, but hey, we'll take it. Hang on. There we go. Okay. Let's restart that timer, shall we? It was either green or red, but I thought green would be harder. You're not wrong there. Let me tell you that now. You're not wrong. Okay, that 5-minute timer has been reset. If I miss one jump here or anything like that, we have to start back from the beginning. Okay. We're gonna take this very carefully. Okay. I believe I'm gonna have to reset about 5 times. Don't get me wrong, I love the challenge. Okay, for anyone who just came in, I am now banned from touching the color green, like collecting green rupees, standing on anything that's green, etc. Okay, so we are cancelling that timer and restarting. All because I got a stupid Greg. Alright. This is already... I'm probably going to get through the end of the challenge. Oh, hello, Soup. We're probably going to get through the end of the challenge and I would still be trying to do this. Okay. Okay. This is going to require a little bit of thinking. That might be the wrong angle. No, okay, that was good. Okay, let's just kill you. Okay, what's down there? Bombs. Okay, nothing necessary. I can't touch that because that's green. Okay. down here. Might as well just... Okay, now let's restart the 5-minute timer. We were down to 3 minutes 36. That was the closest that we've gotten so far. That's green. That's fine. I can't actually avoid touching that. Alright. I have no ocarina, so I can't exactly do this. So... Has this got a... Oh, because it's considered a separate room, I might not be able to get past this. Interesting. I thought this was a bit of a... This band was a bit of the challenge in comparison to some of the challenges you'd be getting. You're not wrong there. I will grant you that. Okay. I just got caught there? Or not? So I thought it might be a fun challenge. It is a fun challenge. This is really cool. It is definitely testing what I can and can't do with the hook shot. And I was just saying how much fun that was, so I like it. Okay, there we go. If there's any places where it's unavoidable, there we go. I was gonna say that one was caught me in a loading zone, so I couldn't do much to get past that. But I can't touch the lily pads. Okay, we are going to take a estimated risk here, because I can't go over there. We are going to take a wee bit of a risk here. Of course that didn't work. Oh, she's good. Look at that. And these are all orange. See, I somewhat know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing. Let's get one thing clear here. I'm about to be electrocuted. Ooh. You've got this. I may not got this, but I will try. I will try to got this. I think the tops of these are stone, not rude. That was rude. Come on, let me have this. I actually can't kill these guys. Oh, no, I can. I might just die in the process. I just realized we've got the Deku mask in Majora's Mask. I did not realize that. But that definitely came in clutch just then. Okay. Okay, I was right. Oh! Silent Swamp. Excellent. The tops of these are stone, so that's fine. Ooh, good job. There we go. Alright, we did it. I'm not gonna grab that Greg, but I'm gonna get that bomb bag. Very nice. That's a regular chest. That's also a regular chest. Excellent. I can't touch that lily pad, so we're just gonna go straight up here. I will say, walking these planks, perfectly fine. Nothing really too green up here. I'm gonna jinx myself saying that. I'm fully aware of that. Smashing it. There we go. It doesn't count if a hookshot touches the green, so... Loopholes! Okay. I am terrified of falling off because I quite often do. There we go. That chest up there is worth exploring. almost fell off straight off the edge there. Okay, compass, so Stone Tower is King Dodongo. That scared me. And there's our 5-minute timer. Thank you so much for the challenge right off the bat, also Soup. That was a little bit stressful, but like in a fun way. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, Stone Tower King D. Excellent. So we know that Romani Ranch, Twin Islands, Lon Lon Ranch, Beneath the Well, and Zora's Domain are all way of the hero. That was such, I'm so happy with it. That was such a great challenge. Well done. Thank you. I am a little relieved it's done because I was so worried about messing up, especially considering I just got magic just there. That would have reset the timer. Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you for the challenge. Now watch this be like Zora Mask or something. No, I'm kidding. Oh! Well, that's very needed. Yeah, that's very needed. Excellent. Why did I just do that? I'm about to get blown up. Okay, good. It goes to show how well you know this game. Ooh, that's actually true. I did know which ones weren't green bottoms and which ones were stone bottoms. That's true. Excellent. All right, now we got to get back. All right. That was a terrible idea. Well, I'm just gonna cop the L here, I think. Oh, no, I survived. Okay, I guess we're going... I think I'm actually gonna end up copping the L here. Yeah, I'm about to cop the L here, aren't I? Oh, balls! Okay, well, we're copping the L here, that's fine. That's kind of a morbid death screen, though. Not gonna lie. Alright, that's fine. We did all that we wanted to do here anyway. Alright, we are going to set up a Gamba. Just give me 2 seconds here. What's going to be our new Gamba? That was a bit disturbing, lol. I know, it really is. It's kind of weird. Okay. What are we going to find first? Alright, we've got a Gamba started. Don't forget to send in your points. It is, what are we going to find first today? So we've got bow, magic, Zora Mask, light arrows, or tunic / boots. Don't forget to get your points in. That's open for 5 minutes. Alright, let's continue on. Just trying to think where we should go next. Oh, easy. Let's go over here next. There were a few things I missed because I didn't want to touch green. So we're going to go over here first. Alright, so here's the part where I need a little bit of input from all of you. So I do these Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask randomizers, and that's all well and good. Like, that's a staple of the channel, that's not going away. In fact, I've already got the next rando lined up after this one. After this rando, we're going to do another rando, but I don't know the rules, because a lot of people liked that one last time. Liked finding out the rules the same time as I did last time. So we're going to do another one of those. My question is, what do you think about doing a randomizer of a different game? Well, that's so stupid, isn't it? Why do I do this knowing each time that I'm not going to be... There we go. Wow, that's an overwhelming yes. So, there are randomizers for other games. That's nothing new. Yes, that sounds fun too. I'm glad to hear it. So yeah, there are randomizers for other games. That's nothing new. That's not surprising in the slightest, or at least it shouldn't be. But there is a particular game that I'm thinking we could do a randomizer in. Here we go. I want a decky stick. I know we have quite a few fans of Twilight Princess in the chat. Is there a Final Fantasy X randomizer? There might be. There might be, actually. I'm not quite sure. There probably is, if I'm being honest. Well, that's not what I want. Alright. I think I'm gonna actually have to copy L here. I think I can't get up this. Twilight Princess, hello, yes, now, TP for the win. It wouldn't be right now, so we're gonna... I've never actually done a Twilight Princess randomizer before, so it would be a new venture for me. We'd be sailing into new lands together. But it is definitely something that we could do. So how do we feel about that? I'm kind of keen to do one. I will be the first to admit that I don't know Twilight Princess quite as intrinsically well as Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But I would argue I know a fair amount of it, like a fair amount of the different checks in it, and it's definitely something we could. I'd be keen to learn it. So, what do you think? All right, what are you giving me? I'm hearing lots of yes and green with you. Excellent. Nothing down here. Rude. Alright. Okay, we're hearing some support for that. If you don't, I will cry. Aww. Well, we don't want you to cry. So, alright, in that case, I'll start having a look at setting up some randomizers for Twilight Princess. I'd very much like the sound of that. Nothing in here, nothing in here. Excellent. I want you to cry. Well, that's mean. Let's see what's up here. Nothing by the looks of it. Okay, this is either going to have one really important item that I'm going to go about, or it's going to have absolutely nothing. I can guarantee it now. I'm leaning towards absolutely nothing, if I'm being honest. At least we still get to check the Gossip Stone. Yeah. Alright, nothing. Excellent. Nothing here. Nothing here. This is a very lackluster thing. Last time you doubted yourself, you got to try Force Peace. Keep your hopes high. That's true, but in this case, there was actually nothing here. Southern Swamp is the way of the hero. No kidding. We got 2 of the 3 transformation masks here. So many spiders. Yeah, I tend to ignore all of these, if I'm being honest. I mean, we already know that this, the reward for collecting all the sculptures is just a rupee. So we don't actually have to do it, but even then, I still kind of... in vanilla gameplay, that nets you the Mask of Truth. And being honest, the Mask of Truth is good for pretty much one check only, and that is the doggy racetrack. And I would just prefer to sort of guess it. Is that awful? Probably, but no, I will do the doggy. I will do this Sculptural House for the sake of completion, but it's not something that I go, yay! I can't wait to do this. It's because the sculptures that we see in past aren't all the sculptures in the house. there are a whole bunch that you need bugs for. And you need to catch and let go, like you need to catch and recatch and recatch and recatch bugs, and it kind of gets a little bit annoying at times. Alright, let's go check out Milk Road. Alrighty. There's something in the grass there, but we're gonna wait to get that. Aww, the owl statue gave me a heart. Foot chillers. That sounds kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, we'll come collect that in a second. Great Bay Temple Walk gives green rupee, we knew that. Oh, Tingle! Time to get plundered! Meowchillers. Piss grass. Yeah, it is piss grass, that's it. We'll come collect the piss grass later. The defense upgrade for 10 rupees. Heck yeah! Thank you, Tingle. I'll take that. Thank you for the on-screen celebration. I appreciate it. I'm so glad you love the Tingle. Tingle came through for us this time. I will always take a defense upgrade. Again, I know quite a few people who prefer not to collect the defense upgrade, especially if they're going to be doing death abuse strats, but I typically don't do defense, I typically don't do death strats, so at least not in vanilla Ocarina of Time. So, you know what? I'm happy for it. So worth the plunder. It is always worth the plunder. Pissgrass right next to Tingle, typical. I know, right? For a man with, who's... Oh, crap. What did that say? Can someone clip that and tell me what it said? Hang on, I'm just pulling it up now. What did that say? Jabu is twin mold. Okay. I forget that these actually have nuggets of information, and I just sort of scroll right through it. Thank you, Soup. That's a compass that gives us information on what bosses are what. Piece of heart. What are you? Nope. What are you? Milk. Excellent. I do like my milk. Alright. So the submissions closed on that Gamba, and the most popular answer was light arrows. So people think we're going to find the light arrows first. That's a fairly fair chance, honestly. I feel like we've got a solid... Well, I was inside the house for a second there. I feel like we've got a solid chance at finding any of those options there. Again, we can, without magic, we can collect the piss grass here, but without magic it's less likely that we're going to hit it properly. See? So we will come back for that. But what we can do is get into Romani Ranch using the hook shot. Again, super easy, super simple to do. There we go. Whee! Oh. The one day I don't save state is the one day I buff the jump up. Whee! It's amazing how far you can get when you're when you end up out of bounds. Alright. Alright, back up here. Let's go. Let's line it up here. I do my little save state and it's gonna work now, isn't it? See? There we go. I know what's happening. I know what's up. Alrighty. What have you got for me? Fire arrow can be found in Hyrule Field. We actually have gotten that already, so excellent. My favorite word is meow. Very nice. Excellent word choice. My favorite word is... Ooh, Great Fairy Sword. Yeah, that's my favorite word. Spirit is at Deku Tree. We actually did know that. Great Fairy Sword is excellent. That's actually going to help us with all the grass patches. Heck yeah! Ocarina! That's excellent. That wasn't one of the Gamba options, was it? Bow, Magic, Zora Mask, Light Arrows. It should have been one of the Gamba options, but oh well. Well, is that Gerudo Training Guards. My favourite word is either naughty or tumped. I like the word tumped. Tumped. I like that. My favourite word is soup. I like that. Was that an option? But yay. No, it wasn't an option. It should have been, in all honesty. I kind of forgot that the ocarina was a thing for a second there. Okay, so, well, GTG is well. GG is well. Excellent. Well, well, well. What do you know? That's so lame. I'm so sorry. Actually, you know what? I'm not even sorry. Dongaro's Choir gives green rupee. Excellent. Heart container. Well, well, well. That's interesting. See, you and I think along the same paths. We both make the same stupid jokes. Yes, hello, Epona. I hear you. Alright, what are you? Secret Shrine Wart and Final Chest gives green rupee and green rupee. Excellent. Nothing useful. Okay, nothing there. So the way of the hero item must have been the Fairy Ocarina. Either that or there is something in, there is something in the, there is something in, what am I trying to say? The Doggy Racetrack or, the Doggy Racetrack or the Bremer Mask Check. Now, we're going back to Ocarina of Time for a moment. Two reasons for that. Number one, we were kind of stuck. Second thing, we have so much time, we can become an adult now. I'm assuming. No, we actually have to go to the... Okay, we have to go to Castle Town and get the sword out of the stone first. Excellent. But we're going to do that. Just quickly. It's going to be worth it. Lens of Truth. Lens of Truth, it's kind of useless, but I want to see those doggy checks. I'm going to double check with you. Is it the Mask of Truth for the doggies or the Lens of Truth that allows you to see like hidden platforms and stuff like that? I will check that out. I will ask you to check which one. I'll ask to check which one you mean, because I don't want to accidentally waste your check on the wrong item. So are you looking for the mask that gives you the doggy stuff? Wait, the one for the dogs. Okay. I will definitely check spoiler log for you there. I accidentally opened Firefox instead. That's awkward. Is that okay? Yeah, it is. It's your points. I'm happy to oblige. Okay, so we are looking for Mask of Truth. That is in the... Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Well, that's not right either. Hang on. Okay. That is in the entrance to Great Bay Temple. So in the first room of Great Bay Temple, there's a whole bunch of barrels. So it is located in the barrels of Great Bay Temple. So once we do find Great Bay, we will grab the Mask of Truth so we can do the doggy checks. How does that sound? Hooray! Excellent. So... we are going to turn into adult. Yeah, we're going to turn into adult. No, we're going to do Lon Lon Ranch first. Lon Lon Ranch was Way of the Hero. We might as well go check what is there in Lon Lon Ranch that's Way of the Hero. And then we can go turn into adult. There's a few things I want to do once we turn into an adult. So we are we'll be able to see what the Forest Temple is. And then we'll also be able to see what the Shadow Temple is. And those are going to be two great hints for us. Again, just keep in mind that everything's randomized. Oh, right. Malon's gonna sleep. We have Sun Song. That's exciting. I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I ever marked that as us having it. But we do have Sun Song. Alright, so this is Way of the Hero. I am hoping it's not this stupid chicken game, because you have all watched me suffer through this stupid chicken game time and time again and again. So I'm just gonna... Iron Boots! So that is Tunic and Boots in the prediction, which no one voted for. Wow. I am so sorry. No one voted for Tunic and Boots. That's so awkward. Should we continue until we get one that someone voted for, or shall we call it there and start a new gamble? Because no one picked Tunic or Boots. A lot of people picked Light Arrows, Zora Mask, or Bow. Alright, we will continue on until we find Light Arrows, Zora Mask, or Bow. And then we're calling the game quit from there. Just because no one, go till next, please. No one actually voted for the boots, which is kind of a little bit sad. Alright. We are doing this stupid chicken game, and we're doing it now. I have completely lost track of what I haven't done. Alright, restart. We knew that this was gonna happen. Oh, my save state didn't work. That's grand. Alright, take two. Electric Boogaloo. There we go. There's the save state. Come here, chicken. Come here. There we go. Alright. Second time is fine. All of that for a green rupee? That's so mean. Alright. I have a feeling... We can also now see what Water Temple is as an adult. Thanks to Iron Boots, we can now see what that is. I have a feeling that's what the Way of the Hero check was here, but we're still going to do the last few checks around here. We've got Malon check, we've got a few pots there, and we've also got the block puzzle out back. Greg, excellent. Nothing in these pots. Whee! Alright, let's go. If the temples, the adult temples are in fact, if the adult temples are in fact Great Bay Temple, we will get that doggy mask for you, just for you. All right. Nope. There we go. I'm not gonna lie, I hate this puzzle so much. It's not hard. It's not a hard puzzle. It's just, I've done it so many times, it annoys the crap out of me now. Alright, anything in here? Nothing! Excellent! Alrighty. Now let's go adult. Let's do that now. Alrighty. I can't believe we're already 45 minutes into stream. Or over 45 minutes into stream. That's kind of bonkers. It feels like it's been 10 minutes. Yeah, grow up, Link. Oh, I know, right? Such a child. Hey, listen! So, I'm gonna give you like a little fun fact right now, because I can't help spew fun facts even when it's not fun fact season. So, just speaking of, hey, listen, and Navi, for the most part, every single partner that Link has had in future games, at one point or another in development or in the game's code, has had the name Navi. And it's not because it's actually designed to be Navi and then they've decided, oh no, we'll change it later on in the piece. It's more so that's just the junk resource and just the name that they give it internally. Obviously Navi is the most iconic partner, or arguably the most iconic partner that the Zelda franchise has had. I would say Midna, but you know. Because it was like the first companion technically, and you know, the hey listen has become iconic, it has pretty much become the stock standard. So almost every companion at one point or another in the game's code has been referred to as Navi, because that's just now the name that they provide to that asset. Salbao is an official Navi hater. I don't mind Navi. I think she's overhated. You know who's underhated though? Who deserves a lot more hate? Georg! I mean, well yeah, but not what I was planning on saying, but sure. I'm happy to be a Georg hater. Water Temple, Jabu, Stone Tower. I do not have to do Stone Tower Temple. That makes me so happy. Great Bear Temple, Woodfall Temple, Stone Tower Temple. I just had to say it. I just had to jinx myself right there. I said, oh good, I do not have to do Stone Tower Temple. And then immediately it's like, you know what, the one key that you need to defeat this game, it's in Stone Tower Temple. Oh my god. Oh, that's a little... okay. Rant over. Let's go. I've now forgotten what temples we have to do. Just give me a second. Okay, Great Bay Temple we have to do. Woodfall Temple and Stone Tower Temple. Okay. That makes me so mad. Bonus stream just for Stone Tower. That's the only way I'm doing Stone Tower. No, we're just gonna quit the randomizer. The minute I hear Stone Tower Temple, I'm just like, nah, we're out. Bye. I'm kidding. We will do Stone Tower Temple. There we go. So, yeah, going back to Navi for a second there. So there are a lot of characters, in the game's assets, there's a lot of characters have been called Navi at one point or another. That includes, oh, Bunnyhood. Excellent. That includes character Zora Tunic. Again, the tunics and boots options. Our statue, heart piece. Excellent. This was a good adult pot room. So yeah, a lot of characters have been called Navi at one point or another in the game's code. So that includes Tattle in Majora's Mask. It includes Eslo in Minish Cap. It includes Ciela in Phantom Hourglass. I believe at one point Midna and Fee were included in that as well, but don't quote me on that one. So quite a few companions have had the name Navi. But it's not just because of Navi the Fairy being the first sort of companion. It's also because of Navi's role in the game. And more specifically, what her name is in reference to regarding her role. She's called Navi because she's the navigator. She kind of navigates you where to go. A lot of people haven't actually put that together. It took me a weird amount of time to put it together myself, if I'm being honest. But that's why it's called why she's called Navi, because she's the navigator. I was actually talking about that with someone earlier today, and they were like, no, that can't be right. I'm like, yeah. What did you think Navi meant? Purple rupee. Does Navi have anything to say to us right now? If Navi gives us something to say, I will... Spiders are dead. Excellent. I will start reading out Navi's text for us all. How about that? Now, have you ever seen an adult with a Deku mask? It's so teeny tiny on his back. Look how teeny tiny it is. Hang on. I'm gonna walk into a corner so you can... Look how teeny tiny it is. It's so teeny tiny. Okay, sorry. We're done now. I just like to point out how cute that is. Cow has nothing. Excellent. It's so cute. It is cute. Excellent. We're just gonna complete a few checks up here in CAC, and we're gonna see what Forest Temple, Shadow Temple is. Is that a randomizer or anything having the small shield? Yes, it is. So, in normal gameplay, the adult Link can never use Deku shield. So it is a randomizer only thing. I have ageless items on, which gives us the ability to do that. Anything in these crates? No. Excellent. It's a nice addition. Yeah, I don't mind. I like it. We do have ageless items on for pretty much everything. And that's just magic. Okay, cool. It's not necessarily to make the game easier, quote unquote. It's more because a lot of people don't get to see how it works because a lot of people don't play randomizers. So if you're playing vanilla gameplay, you'd never see Link with a tiny little Deku mask and a Deku shield. And I like being able to show off these different things and how different items work between child and adult. Sure, it does make the game easier at times, but it's not the main objective as to why I do it. You hate question mark room? Yes. No, I'm kidding. Blue fire we don't need. Excellent. Nothing there. Alright, what about you? What have you got? Absolutely nothing. Excellent. Alright, let's go see what Shadow Temple is. I think that's our next best course of action. Now, it's just so ominous. Yeah, it is a little ominous. I've said before that, just random capital, like certain words in capital letters kind of, wigs me out a little bit. And that also goes for just question marks and exclamation marks. Just that, only that. It does wig me out sometimes. I'm happy to admit that. Well, that was just rude, wasn't it? There we go. Excellent. That was actually vanilla. Alright, let's go. Do we have Zelda's Lullaby? I think we do. Prelude, no. Song of Time, Song, sorry, Song Opponent Song. No, we don't. Okay, cool. So we can't do the Sun Song check quite just yet. But once we get Zelda's Lullaby, we'll be able to do that. Nothing here. I know I keep saying let's go check out Shadow Temple and then not doing it, but there are quite a few checks to do in here, so might as well knock them out while we're here, right? Alright. Let's go. I am going to try to do this with... Never mind. I was going to say I'm going to try and do this without hitting any of the flames because I've got a Deku mask and not my Deku shield and not my normal shield. Never mind. I immediately lost my shield just as I started to say that. Excellent. best time, but still not bad. If you enter that door too quickly behind Dampé, it actually voids you out because it doesn't recognize the fact that you've crossed the door. It thinks that you've gone out of bounds. So that's why I sort of pause for a second before I run straight in after Dampé. And nothing here, excellent. And I will check Navi just for you, Soup. They say that there are 118 known elements. There you go. Fact time with Navi. Oh, bugger, that didn't work properly, did it? So if you jump in and out of that door fast enough, and it is fairly, not exactly precise, but still a little precise, you end up just voiding out and going back to the beginning of the Dampé room, which means that it just means that I can get back to the graveyard easier. But that's fine. We can go the way that gives us a whole extra 10 seconds. That's interesting about the game out of bounding you. I think it's because typically you finish that in about a minute 12 usually. So especially because I've got the bunny hood, it makes me go a lot faster than the game intended. So Dampé's supposed to well and truly beat you to that door. So the game just doesn't expect the idea that you could possibly be sped up in any way. So it is quite interesting. Alright, let's go check out this fairy fountain. If you want to give me a new Deku shield, that'd be nice. No, just a bunch of Rupaws. Ew. No, thank you. We're going to say adieu to that and go check out the Shadow Temple. Oh, there we go. Alright, now don't forget we have we have Dungeon Shuffle on. So when I say check out Shadow Temple, we actually don't know what it's going to be. We don't have Din's Fire, and never mind, we can't actually do Shadow Temple yet, I don't think. We can't check it out yet, no. Okay, never mind. This kind of screws up my entire idea. If I had my shield still, we'd be able to check out Shadow Temple, but we don't. So that's a thing, I guess. Alright. Hello, SNAAKEE. Welcome in. It's good to see you. How are you doing? Are you keeping warm, keeping safe? It has been a very, very, very cold, wet day where I am. Alright, Meow Poo Poo. Thank you also, Soup. I appreciate that. That's insightful commentary. Alright, let's go check out Water Temple. So we have the iron boots and we're able to do this. We can also check out fishing. Oh yeah, how's the cyclone? I'm gonna be honest. I mean, hello Felix from Chile. Welcome in. I hope you're having a lovely time. Yeah, the cyclone bomb, I think was a little over exaggerated. I've seen a little bit of drizzle and some rain, and that's about it. Not much at all. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's not too terribly much we can do here. Apparently, like, the heart of the city has gotten a bit more wet weather and a bit more rain. Our bosses pretty much told us, please don't come into the city, please don't come into the office, just don't bother. So I got to work from home, which was very nice. Yeah, apparently they got a bit more rain, but in all honesty, I haven't seen much of the wet weather. You are so cool. Oh, thank you. I'm fairly certain you're pretty cool too. Thank you so much. Alright, let's see. We're gonna there's not much we can do here, especially without the key. But we can at least see what the chests are in these rooms. Do I have... I think I've got Diet Sword, but not the Goron Sword, right? No, only Diet Sword. Excellent. Yeah, so for anyone who's not in Australia right now, which is where I am, my city was is supposedly going through what they called a cyclone bomb, which is not a cyclone, but just cyclone-like weather without the cyclone. And I was allowed to work from home because of it, which, in all honesty, was my favorite part. Hey, there's my shield. We can go back and check out Shadow. Provided I don't accidentally set myself alight again. But yeah, we were supposed to have cyclone weather. I've seen a little bit of rain, and that's pretty much it. Alright, here we go. This room here with the 2 iron knuckles is one of my favorite rooms in any Zelda dungeon. I don't know what it is. I just feel like an utter badass when I complete this room. I think it's because it's meant to be like the final non-boss battle, the final challenge of feat before you fight the boss. And it's just, I don't know, it's so much fun to do. There's a room quite like it in the Hyrule Castle of Twilight Princess. Which has like 3 dark knots in it or something like that. Again, fantastic room. I really enjoyed that. Speaking of which, Twilight Princess's Hyrule Castle, and this is a free hot take for you all, Twilight Princess's Hyrule Castle is the best ending dungeon in any Zelda game. That is a very hot take though. I am happy to admit that's a hot take. You were talking about how people don't like getting the defense. What was the thing you were saying that they like to do instead of having the defense? I've never heard about that. So they like to death abuse or death warp. So, okay, that's about it. Return to Dungeon Engines. So by death abusing or death warping, they can collect certain items and then go back to the beginning of the temple. If they die right at the end room, is there a reason not to use a shield? We only have a Deku shield at the moment. We don't actually have any adult shields. So this is a randomizer. So we don't have any adult shields at the moment. We will go back and use that Deku shield in a minute, but I'm just not equipping it at the moment so it doesn't get broken. Because the last one I equipped got broken and then we got locked out of Shadow Temple. So we will go back and do that in a minute, I promise. But I will be equipping that shield soon for that reason. But yeah, death warping is essentially, or death abuse is essentially dying in strategic places to ensure that to get either to the beginning of a temple quicker or to reset a room. Sometimes it makes more sense to reset a room for a particular puzzle or something like that. Now, one of the biggest examples, I actually don't remember if it's something from Vanilla Ocarina of Time. I know it's definitely in the 3DS remake, but I can't remember if it's in the original. There is a room at the end of Dodongo's Cavern where you have to push a block into the push a block onto the switch. That's the word I'm looking for. Onto the switch to open the boss door. Now, if you basically just die while standing on that switch, the game gets tricked into thinking that because the switch is pressed down when you die, the game immediately assumes that you are, oh, thank you for the follow, that's really nice. Thank you so much, Felix from Chile, that's really nice. Yeah, because the block is pressed down when you die, the game assumes that it's the block pressing down the switch, not Link. So that block automatically gets filled when you respawn. So there's little things like that where dying is actually kind of helpful. And a lot of speedrunners and randomizer players like to take advantage of that, and that's why they don't like getting the double defense. One of the bigger randomizer players who doesn't like double defense is a speedrunner and randomizer player called ZFG, who you should absolutely check out if you want to see more randomizer and speedrun content. And keep watching me as well, obviously. Okay, let's do this. This is going to take a little bit. This is a trick that I kind of struggle to do still, but we're gonna try our hardest. I think we were able to do it fairly successfully last time. It just took a little bit. That's not a great start. Alright, hang on. This is why we save state. Okay, so what we are trying to do here, for people who haven't seen this before, we are going to use a bomb. And we're going to try and pick up the bomb and swing our shield at the same, swing our sword at the same time. And if I do it correctly on the right timing, oh, that's just not it. Which is surprisingly hard on this slope. It is harder to do it on this slope than normal. There we go. I don't know if you saw just then, but my sword was... Oh, bollocks. I hit the wrong button. That's embarrassing. Alright. There we go. You see how my sword was white when I put it away? That means it's white because my sword is currently swinging. And when your sword swings, you cannot fall off a ledge. So right now, I'm walking across the ledge and I'm not falling off said ledge. I think I've soft-locked myself in. Alright, respawn. This is why this is another big reason why I have that save state going. It's because I tend to accidentally soft-lock myself doing this. Because I still struggle with figuring out the correct placement for all of this. Oh boy. I think I just... Yeah, okay. That sucks. Alright, we're gonna have to quickly redo that because I save stated thinking it was fine and it wasn't. We're gonna try a few more times and then if we can't get it, we can't get it. No big deal. There is a very specific reason why we are doing this though. So, as I was mentioning before, when your sword is swinging, you do not fall off the ledge. And because we are on a curved ledge right now, normally if we were to walk any further, we would fall off. Or I can just... There we go. We would fall off this ledge fairly easily. So we are doing this so we do not fall off the ledge. Again, it would be easier if I could do this correctly. No, hang on. It is also a little bit harder to do this with this particular controller. Because it is an aftermarket controller and has a considerable amount of lag associated with it, it is a little bit harder to get it. Hang on. Alright, we're going to give it a few more shots. If we can't get it, we can't get it. I love being able to see the Poe out of bounds. Yes, it is just, it's floating there chilling. And as long as it doesn't hurt us, we are good. Alright, so we've got the infinite sword glitch again. There is a small chance it's going to come and attack us. And we just want to try and avoid that from happening. Nah, alright. So if we take any damage, the glitch will stop working. Okay. Okay, I need to stop Z targeting now. I think that's what's getting me soft locked. Okay, so what we're doing is we're currently walking along the scene, and with the glitch activated, we are not falling off the seam, as you can see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Give me a second. There we go. This is why we save state, because I just accidentally fell down this little ditch here, which is... This is where we'd get stuck. So we're just gonna... There we go. Alright, now we are at this part over here. And if you can see below us, the room down there has not fully spawned in. So what happens normally is we walk through this door. We walk down the stairs here. We walk down these stairs, and this room is filled with torches. And we'd have to light all the torches with Din's fire for the door to open to get into the Shadow Temple. However, because we are standing here, out of bounds, the door has not actually loaded in either of the torches. So if I've done this correctly, we can jump in without actually having to light the torches. That was a whole lot of attempts just to get in here, but it is kind of worth it to see what is here. We have everything that we need to be able to do this, essentially, except for fire arrows. So we're going to do pretty much as much of here as we can get done. Wow, well done. Thank you so much, Placehold. Like I said, I am not the best at that glitch. I, in fact, am straight up doo-doo at it. But it's still worth it. It's still really cool being able to show it off for everyone. Alright, we're just straight up losing money here. Now, you might be asking why I'm not collecting the stray fairies. In all honesty, I don't want to. That's pretty much it. If I lose this randomizer because of stray fairies, well, number one, I don't think I am. But number two, that's fine. Alright, Shadow is goat. Interesting. Shadow... So when it says Shadow is goat, it actually means the Shadow Temple itself, not the entrance. So we entered through Shadow Temple, but this isn't considered... This isn't considered Shadow Temple for the boss selection, if that makes sense. So the boss of this will not be goat. Oh! I just realized something really interesting here that I did not think about. Look at my height. Look at my height here. I am not the height of Link, normally, in Majora's Mask. I also look a little... I look like I've been working out, honestly. We have adult Link in Majora's Mask. Something I forgot was actually, you know, a thing. You are strange form Link, yeah. We are adult Link in Majora's Mask with the tiny little, Deku Shield again. I kind of forgot that I, had that setting enabled. Is that build naturally obtainable? No, it is not. So, Link only has... Oh... I don't know if I can do this boss fight. We're gonna see if we can do this boss fight. I actually don't know. Nope. That's not it. I don't think I can do this boss fight. We're gonna see if I can... Nope. 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 It's because the hookshot on anywhere function doesn't allow me to... No, it just stuns him. It doesn't actually hurt him. So without a bow, we can't actually do anything here. So we're just going to return to dungeon entrance. We don't actually lose that all that much. So the form of adult Link is not naturally obtainable in game. In Majora's Mask, at least in vanilla Majora's Mask. That sucks. So in the development of Majora's Mask, at one point during the development, there was going to be an Adult Link mask. So you could become Adult Link by donning the mask. And this was actually shown in beta gameplay screenshots. However, they scrapped this idea because Majora's Mask canonically, Link is no longer a 7-year-old boy. He is, oh, I missed that before. He is a teenager. So he's in that age between Child Link and Adult Link. Well, I'm glad I came back for that. So, oh, okay, excellent. So we're not going to go back up there. We're going to go through here. Piss pot. That's it. We've got the piss pot with the hammer in it. They changed it to Piss 80. That's it. So they were going to include Adult Link, but canonically Link in Majora's Mask. Did I just walk into the same? No, I didn't. Okay, I was about to say, did I walk into the same room? Canonically, Link is a teenager in Majora's Mask. So they were already, he's already able to use the bow and the hook shot and all the adult items, or all the adult items that carried over between the two games. Majora's Mask Link has a mix of adult items and child items from Ocarina of Time. And they kind of figured, what's the point in having adult Link if teenage Link can do all the same stuff? Which, honestly, kind of fair. Boss key would fall. Excellent, we have the boss key for this. So the adult Link was scrapped, and in its place, Fierce Deity Link became a thing. Fierce Deity Link was born from that idea. Okay, so we can't do everything here. Primarily, we can't do all the fire stuff to light torches. But we can go down here. We, again, can't light all the torches or anything, but we can check the grass down here. Question, what do the butterflies around the lit torches signify? The butterflies will actually, it doesn't signify anything, but the butterflies will attack Link if he's carrying fire. So it's just sort of like an extra obstacle as to when you're carrying a lit torch. It's just that little, ooh, hello, what are you? Oh, Song of Healing, very nice. It's just sort of an extra obstacle in the way. So a quick fun fact for you, these dragonflies, they have the shadow built into their sprites. You can tell that because their shadows are actually projecting onto thin air right now. That was pointed out to me a few years ago and I've never been able to unsee it. This is just a stray fairy chest, so we don't actually need to do that. Battle butterflies. So in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, if you wait around with a Deku stick, if you stand around with a Deku stick for long enough near a bunch of butterflies, not these butterflies in this temple because these butterflies are kind of going to eat your face off if you get too close to them. But in the butterflies out in Hyrule Field and Termina Field, for example, you wait around with a you wait around with a Deku stick in the open for long enough. One will come touch the top of your Deku stick. And that's not a euphemism, kids. And if that happens, the butterfly will actually turn into a fairy. And that is actually a randomizer option, to have those fairies be randomized objects. I have never done it, however, because in all honesty, trying to get the butterflies to touch a stick is so finicky. As a sort of caveat, side note to what we were talking about before about Adult Link being in this game, like Adult Link not being in this game anymore, and Fierce Deity Link sort of taking over that sort of role, it should be worth noting that Zora Link actually took over the voice of Adult Link. They just added sort of like a garbled water feet sound alert to it. So all of the Adult Link sounds are actually, all the Zora Link sounds are actually just Adult Link. Fun fact for you. Excellent. Alright, again, there's not too terribly much we can do here anymore. And that's because we would require fire for the rest of it. But we're actually, we've actually been able to do a fair amount. And I got to show off that super cool glitch. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that result. So what we are going to do now is we are going to save and return to dungeon entrance. This is a placehold redeemed two truths, one lie with Salbow. Thank you so much for redeeming that. We will actually set up on that. It's not going to be a Gamba this time because we've still got that Gamba prediction open at the moment. So it's going to be a poll. You know so much about this game. This is the result of me having absolutely no life. Two truths, one lie. Oh, what are our truths and lies going to be? Alrighty, we have a new two truths, one lie, and that's a poll this time. So the two truths, one lie. I prefer tea over coffee. I was a vegetarian for 2 years, and my favorite fast food is KFC. So vote on which one you think is the lie. So there's two truths there, one lie. You get to vote on which one you think is the lie. Again, this is just a fun little way to get to know me, the person behind all the video game facts. Alright, Royal Family Scene. We are going to go Forest Temple. And there are many ways we can get to the Forest Temple, but our super fast way is we are going to become a child and then just save and quit. Return to spawn. That takes us straight back to Kikiri Forest, which is excellent. Alright. So far my favourite fast food being KFC is winning as the lie. But we've also gotten votes for vegetarian and tea over coffee. Seems a bit split at the moment. I'm enjoying this. Alright, let's go through Lost Woods again and check out what Forest Temple is. We are going to go on a short break very soon. We've been streaming for almost an hour and a half already. And my throat's getting a little bit tired, so we're going to take a 5-minute break. Not now, but fairly soon, just so I can grab a drink and refresh my throat a little bit. But we are definitely going to see what Forest Temple is and what we can do there. Did we have a bottle? No. Okay, so we don't know what Jabu Jabu is either. I'm just going to take a quick detour here for 1 second because I don't think we did this last time. Wait, I think I got it wrong. I'm definitely losing this one. At least you're not losing points, channel points this time. Green Rupee. Okay, we do know that this is foolish. Like the Lost Woods in general is foolish. So, Virtual Fusion Games. Salbow gives her gaming hot take. Thank you so much. Hello, Virtual Fusion Games. Welcome to the chat. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Thank you for redeeming a gaming hot take. So my hot take is to do with a gaming franchise I haven't really talked about here. And that is the Dragon Quest series, which is a series of RPGs. But it also has a few number of spin-off games. And my gaming hot take is that Dragon Quest Builders 2 has the best storyline and gameplay out of all the Dragon Quest games. That is a very hot take. Dragon Quest Builders was not designed around its story. It was designed around the concept of Minecraft, but make it an RPG. But I still maintain it's like the best story, so that is definitely a hot take. If anyone's ever played Dragon Quest games, they would I think there's a fair amount of outrage that would come across with that. But I said what I said. Dragon Quest Builders 2 is strictly underrated as a game, and it's one of my favorite stories. I might just be a sucker for amnesia turned friendship stories, so I don't know. But thank you so much, Virtual Fusion Games, for redeeming your hot takes. I have more hot takes about more topics, so feel free to you know. Wow, okay, we're just really getting Ganon's Castle today. Feel free to redeem points or ask questions, and I'm happy to answer them. Alright. There's not too terribly much we're able to do here right off the bat. We have no strength upgrades. We have... Nice one. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the chat, by the way. Thank you so much for redeeming. There's not much we can do here in Ganon's Castle at the moment. And that's because we just strictly don't have enough items. I'm genuinely surprised I didn't take damage there. But there are a few things we can do. Yeah, I'll take damage there. So there are a few things we can do. We can check out these two, like the Spirit Dungeon in particular. And we can see what... I'm just trying to think. I think that's about the only one we can really... This is probably the only one we can do right off the bat. But we can see what... Excellent. Alright, that's nothing. Actually, you're right. We can't do this because we need light arrows. We can see what Ganon's tower is. So, Ganon's tower is also randomized. Meaning that when we walk into sort of the tower part of the castle, it is actually a completely separate dungeon. So we basically get 2 dungeons for the price of 1 here. So while there's not much that we can do here in particular, we can at least go see what this is. And 2 Truths, 1 Lie has ended, so, excuse me. We got 2 Truths, 1 Lie again. Chabu. Ugh. My hot take is that Link needs to get a proper job rather than saying he's the protector of some princess. Going with this track record, he keeps losing her, he needs a real job. Come on, Link, do better. I don't know why job is censored, but sure. There's, again, not much we can do here at Jabu either. But we're still going to go around it. So our hot takes were 2 Truths, 1 Lie was that... Excuse me. Our 2 Truths, 1 Lie was that I prefer tea over coffee. I was vegetarian for 2 years, and my favourite fast food is KFC. So we had 50% of the people say that my favourite food is KFC is the lie. 33 people saying that the vegetarian for 2 years is the lie, and then 17% of people saying that I prefer tea over coffee being the lie. I will tell you now, my favourite fast food is McDonald's, not KFC. The other 2 are very true. So I was vegetarian for a couple of years. The only reason why I stopped it was because my mother got very confused as to what to serve me for Christmas lunch. She sort of went, I don't know what to serve you for Christmas lunch because we do the ham and the chicken and the you know the roast. And I went, oh, I can just have the vegetables. But she looked so confused, and then I sort of went, maybe I don't want to miss out on the you know full Sunday roast. So I decided I was like, okay, I'll give up vegetarianism just for the holiday season, and then I'll go back to it. And then I just kind of forgot to go back to it. Don't get me wrong, I loved being vegetarian, but I do enjoy a good steak every now and then. Alrighty, thank you for everyone who contributed in 2 Truths, 1 Lie. And thank you to, I think it was Placehold who redeemed that for points, so thank you so much. Alrighty. We, again, can't do too terribly much here in Jabu Jabu, purely because, rude. Purely because we do need the boomerang for quite a bit of it. But we can at least see what is here of, what we can do of what's here. That's also just rude. I get there are times where I eat veg when the cognitive dissonance isn't working and I start feeling too guilty about eating animals. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I definitely get that too. That's very valid, honestly. I was also... Mine was more selfishly motivated. I just wanted to force myself to stop eating McDonald's. Which is a really, really lame reason to go vegetarian. I just figured it was probably easier for me to stop eating McDonald's if I just stopped eating meat altogether. And it worked. Except one time a mate and I went out for some drinks after work and it ended with him smashing chicken nuggets in my face going, "Eat it, eat it, eat it!" That part was probably less useful. Alright, this is probably all that we can do here in Jabu Jabu, and that wasn't much at all, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Alrighty. We are going to head out now. So that was the forest, this has been the forest temple, the water temple, and the shadow temple that we've checked out. We can go check out the fire temple. I don't think we have the tunic for it, but we can go check. No, we don't have the Jabu Jabu or Poo 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 Poo. Poo 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 Poo. Jabu Jabu and Poo 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 are the same things in my mind. I do not like Jabu Jabu, in case you couldn't tell. Oh, every time. Thank you. I'm not afraid to admit that these guys freaked me out when I was a kid. I was terrified of them. The guards, wasn't having it. I used to hand the controller off to someone else. Phantom Ganon, fine. Easy. Could beat that, no problems at all. It was specifically those guys that I just kind of went, nah. So we're going to check the grass here quickly. The grass here between child and adult link is surprisingly different and has different checks in it. Something that I did not know until fairly recently. Alright, nothing there. The other thing we're going to do is turn... We're going to turn child quickly. This is probably the last thing we're going to do before we go on a short break. But, yeah, go away, Mido. But it might be helpful. Jabu Jabu reminds me of why I get up every day and start motivated. Play that ocarina right into his mouth. Yeah, no, Jabu Jabu is easily the worst dungeon in Ocarina of Time. And if he wasn't hated enough, they somehow decided to put him in a second game. There are 2 temples called Jabu Jabu. Like, there are 2 separate games in which Jabu Jabu is a temple. And both times they suck. Excellent. I really don't want to lose this shield. Excellent. So, the reason why we... Ooh, hello. The reason why we're doing Spirit Temple here, again, I just said that we couldn't do a whole bunch of other temples because we didn't have the items. So you may be asking why we're doing Spirit Temple now of all things. there's a very simple explanation. Spirit Temple, okay, I don't think we're going to be able to do a lot of it if I'm being fair. Spirit Temple has this unique sort of aspect to it, where you go outside of the dungeon to collect a chest, and yeah, you go outside the dungeon. When you go outside the dungeon, because it's still part of the Spirit Temple, you actually end up in the Desert Colossus itself. Meaning that this is actually the quickest way for us to get to Desert Colossus without the Ocarina song, which we don't have. So it's definitely the quickest way for us to get to the Desert Colossus. Oh, it also means that I have to do this room again, I guess. Oh, there goes my shield. Damn it. Why, man? Why? Jabby Jabby remote. No. No, 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 no. There are a few things in this world I would rather have to deal with than a Jabby Jabby remote. Emote. There are very few things in this world, but there are a few things. I can't do this room, can I? Excellent. Okay, return to spawn. We are just gonna skip the whole... We're just gonna skip straight to the middle room. Yeah, whatever. So, we can't actually do certain parts of this, which is really annoying. Alright. My shield's already gone, so I'm less worried about having to deal with enemies. Alright. Let's just go straight up here. Hey! They say that 23 is number 1. If anyone doesn't know what that's a reference to, it's actually a reference to the Deku Tree. Saobao needs to keep that case. No more jabs from the Jabu. I would rather, yeah, I was gonna say I'd rather never have to deal with Jabu Jabu ever again, but I still would rather Jabu Jabu over Stone Tower Temple. Oh, come on. That's not what I meant to do, but sure. Same result. Excellent. Check the 2 chests here. Neither of them are excellent. Stone Tower Temple when? Yeah, I kind of do have to do that this time around. I'm not happy about that. We are gonna hold off on Stone Tower Temple though. Until I find the will to live. Okay, Snowhead is Twin Rover. Excellent. Which makes the Mirror Shield necessary. We never actually collected the Mirror Shield, Twin Rover. We never actually collected the Mirror Shield, during our last randomizer. There's our next ice trap. Excellent. That is, how many 2 ice traps in this run so far. Wonderful stuff. Alright. Again, we are not going to be climbing through and doing everything through here. Yeah, there's the ice trapper modes. Bring him in. Love to see them. Love it. Alright, as I mentioned before, we're not going to be doing everything here in the Spirit Temple. We're just going to be doing the bare minimum to get through this part. Just so we can get up to the Desert Colossus itself. That's the real goal here. Okay. That's a lot of ice traps. You'll really like to see me get caught in ice traps. Alright, there we go. We are going to do the chest here. Just because otherwise I'm going to lose the will to do it later down the road. Alright. Stream elements 18 times Salbow 1 ice trap combo. Wow, that's a lot of ice traps. That is a lot of ice traps. Alright. Okay, that's the one I'm missing. Foo, that's right. Oh, for goodness sake. Excellent. Alright, now we get to do my least favorite part. And of course we do it first time, and of course it's nothing. Holy cow, that's a lot of fool emojis. It's a lot of emojis there, Soup. Alright. Let's take care of this iron knuckle while we can. Goal here is to leave with more health than what we started. There we go. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. I love the fact that when you reach full health, the pillars actually give you rupees instead of hearts, which is a nice little touch. Oh wow, that is a lot of fool emojis. Maybe I should consider putting a cooldown on them. That is a little hard to look at, I'm not gonna lie. Alright. Now we have made it to the Desert Colossus. This was actually our fastest way of doing this, believe it or not. So we can actually see what's here. There is a cooldown. That's a little scary. Great Bay Temple. You're getting your dog mask. You're getting your dog mask. I'm going to tell you that now. Oh, that's not the dog mask. Okay, I'll take a fairy slingshot, sure. There's your dog mask right there. Again, there's not terribly much we can do here. Zora Maskless Great Bay Temple is kind of not it. Rude. It all comes down to whether or not I have iron boots here. Do I have iron boots? I do. I do, I guess. Let's see what we can do. Because I genuinely don't know if we can get into half of these rooms. Oh, we almost hit that. Again, Zoraless Great Bay Temple is kind of arse. I'm not gonna lie. Nothing here. I'll take that at least. I don't even know if we can do half the stuff here. Again, I still don't know what that means. I still don't know what that... You keep saying it's a meme and I still don't get it. Thank you for redeeming the highlight my message, but I still don't get it. You're gonna have to explain this to me one day. see what's in here. Shouldn't be much of anything. Really not much of anything. Yeah, whatever. Excellent. Okay. Okay, let's just get rid of that. We're not going to spend too much time in here. There's not too terribly much we can do, if I'm being honest. I mean, there are a few things we could do, but, like, we could probably do quite a bit here. It's just, a lot of it is just straight up painful to do without the Zora mask. Therein lies the issue. Especially with Dexy hands. Actually, I straight up don't even know if I can get past without the Zora mask here. Because you can get past without the Zora mask using magic, but it's reliance on speed. And that's just something that's not working on in our favor as a human. and welcome back. My test stream is about to go, and welcome back in a few seconds. And welcome back. See? There we go. There we go. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a lovely break. I did indeed. I missed some comments here. I love you, Udi. You look so cozy. Thank you. I am feeling very cozy right now. Stream is good as broken. Oh my goodness, I'm giggling. Ha ha ha. Had to make the music work for how good the theme is. That's exactly it, Dodonks. I figured with music like this, you have to make it work. That's exactly it. And also, welcome in, Dodonks. It's good to see you again. So how about if I turned into a worm, would you still be as you are? Always! Oh, game music is a bit louder than the mic. That's actually probably... I turned it up all the way during the break time and I kind of forgot to adjust it back again. Hopefully that's a bit better. I turned it up all the way during the break time and I'm just gonna quickly double check it. Hopefully that's a bit better. That should be better now, so... This is why I have a test stream open. Thank you for letting me know, Soup. If it still needs to go a bit quieter, let me know. Excellent. It is very quiet now. What, the gameplay or my microphone? Okay, there we go. You let me know how that is. In the meantime... Wait, let's see. Can you make it the sound, the slightest bit louder? Alright. How's that? That's perfect. Oh, okay, hang on. There we go. That should be fine now. Alright. So we've explored quite a... Don't be sorry. Thank you so much for letting me know. We've explored quite a bit of Ocarina of Time dungeons. And unfortunately there's not too much we can do in a lot of these dungeons purely because we don't have items. What's the solution for that? Let's go find some items. So there's a few places we can go have a look and check. First of all, we don't have Song of Soaring. So we are going to go to Great Bay. That's our first stop. So I just realized, while we were on break, I thought about it and I went, you know what? We haven't been to Cow Grotto in Great Bay. And that's probably the best place to go right now. Woofy wood, woof, woof, woofy. Excellent. Again, I'm a little confused, but I like the spirit. Alright. Romani, Twin Islands, Lon beneath the well, and Zora's Domain. Okay. Let's go see what's in Great Bay. Dog check holds Triforce piece. I hope not. I really hope not. Just remember, we're looking to defeat the final bosses here. How do you get the Triforce pieces in vanilla? The Triforce pieces in vanilla simply don't exist. You don't collect Triforce pieces in vanilla. So in vanilla gameplay in Ocarina of Time, you're required to collect the 3 spiritual stones to get the Ocarina of Time. And then from there you need the medallions to get into Ganon's castle. And then you're required to do the trials in Ganon's castle to unlock Ganon's tower. And then from there you can go beat the game. Now, I forgot I was playing Ocarina. I was trying to do the Tears of the Kingdom jump off the horse for a second there. So yeah, there is no Triforce piece. You're required to do the stones, the medallions, and then the trials. In Majora's Mask, you're required to find the 4 boss remains and the Oaths of Order, which you learn when you get your first boss remains anyway. I feel like a fool for asking that. No, there's no such thing as a dumb question. We have actually not done a vanilla playthrough on any of on my channel at any point. So So it's not exactly the most obvious thing in the world. You would think, because there's Triforce pieces in the assets, you would think that there's Triforce pieces in the game, and that's a fair assumption. But no, they're added in for the randomizer. Alright, thank you, Macau, for giving us a bomb before you died. Is he dead? He is. We just buried him. He dead. He real dead. Funnily enough, if you check his grave, herein lies Macau, the legendary guitarist of the Zora tribe. He is to be remembered in song, and his lyrics are written here. You want to know what his lyrics are? Yay! Yay! It's the controls for the Zora mask. Again, the Zora fight song, Macau's last words, written as lyrics to be sung out loud. You want to hear them? Yeah! Yeah! For my punch of anger, hit B. Press B repeatedly for a flurry of attacks. Yeah, yeah! I'm gonna stop now. It's literally just how to control his body. Which is a weird thing to put as your final words. Let me just say. In terms of weird things to put as your final words, that's up there. Yeah, yeah! That's gold. It is a little bit iconic, I guess. Daruni. No, what am I trying to say? Darmani, sorry. What would you put as your final words? Great question. I would probably put the lyrics to Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. Or just, you know, the words, the game. I want to cause menace in my life and in my afterlife. I think that's it. Live, laugh, Legend of Zelda. Wait, what was the dead guy's name? The dead guy was called Macau. He's the Zora warrior. Tingle has nothing. I'm so sorry. I have plundered Tingle, but he has nothing. I have lost the game now. I am very sorry. I, in fact, have lost the game, if that's any consolation. Can I call him Cow? Yeah, I guess you can call him Cow. I'm sure he won't mind. He's kind of dead, so if he does mind... Oops. That's a terrible way of thinking about it. Don't quote me on that one, please. But yeah, so there's Macau, the Zora, Darmani the Goron, and his grave has an effigy, like it has a like sort of a epic poem about his battles, and again, it's just how to control Darmani the Goron. Now, there's no gravesite or sort of death that we see for the Deku form. However, at the very beginning of the game, before we actually properly enter Termina, we see a sad little tree that has wilted, and his face looks so sad you could cry. And that's a quote from the game. And then at the end of the game, we see the Deku Butler standing in front of that tree weeping. The Deku Butler mentions in gameplay that he used to race with his son, who went missing shortly before the events of Majora's Mask, the game. So that sad little tree that you see in the first room of the game is the Deku Butler's son, and that's the form that we've taken. They say plundering the sacred meadow is foolish. Well, that's a bit rude. Alright, that's a Greg. Hello, Cheap Butt Crumbs! Welcome in! It's good to have you. How have you been? I hope you're keeping warm, keeping cool. I don't know where you are, but I hope you're keeping comfy all the same. It is, It's technically 11 degrees here, but according to my weather app, it says it feels like 3 degrees. Which I don't particularly enjoy. But I hope you are keeping warm or keeping cool or wherever you are, keeping fine. I am cold. Hello, cold. I am South Owl. Alright, let's hit up that so cold, keeping the tooties warm. Yeah, absolutely. I feel that. It is so cold right now. Tootsies. I figured that's what you meant. There's a fish. This is, again, we are just seeing really disappointing cow grottos here. Giant's mask. Okay. Cool, I guess. Goron tunic. So we have all of the tunics now. And Giant's mask. I kind of haven't been keeping this tracker up to date, have I? Oops. My name is called Tut. My cat is called Tut, and I call him Tootsie. That's cute. Alrighty. Again, we've had a string of really disappointing cow grottos. Or at least Great Bay cow grottos, because the last cow grotto we went to in Great Bay was kind of disappointing as well. Oh, hello, what are you? Hover boots! We have all the boots and all the tunics. I think it's about time we accept the L on the gamba. We are going to start anew. I am so sorry for all of your points, but tunic boots no one picked, so I said we'll wait till we find something that someone picked, but we have found every single tunic and boots now, so I think the universe is just trying to tell us something. Alright, let's start a new prediction. I am so sorry for your points, but oh, thank you, Scarlet Moonflower, for the follow. That's really awesome. I hope you're enjoying the stream. And welcome in. We are starting a new gamba. We have heads or tails. Super simple. There is a very good chance that you could win this. Well, a 50-50 chance precisely. So you've got a chance of winning this. I'm safe from the gamba. You are this time, but who knows? You might join in this coming gamba. Alrighty. I don't know this time. You don't know until you try, Soup. That's it. Alright, we are going to quickly hit up Pirate's Fortress. Again, we won't do everything. We won't be able to do everything here, especially without the Zora mask. But we can at least see what's on the bottom here. And then from there, we might actually climb up to Mountain Village. Okay, well that's a heart piece there. Straight off the bat. I went all out, fingers crossed. Oh, I've got my fingers crossed for you, J Buttcrumbs. I'm scared. Hello, also Soup. You know, hello, scared. I'm also scared. This is a placehold banning going forwards. Alright, I love this challenge. Let's go. Thank you so much for redeeming your points for this ban. Let's set a 5-minute timer. 5-minute timer. Excellent. So we're gonna ban moving forwards. This is a little bit tricky underwater. I'm technically moving sideways, even though it looks backwards. Even though it looks forwards. It is technically sideways. We've got quite a number of RuPaws in this for this gamba. So currently one of them is winning. I'm gonna assume Tails. Oh, right, I'm about to drown. Okay, there we go. I just realized we were about to drown and I figured I should probably do something about that. No? Okay, nothing there, alright. I will say, this is a bit challenging with the, being underwater. picked a good time to do this. Okay. I officially cannot see where we're going. Okay, all I know is that I should be going now. Are you kidding? Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Oh, hell no, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm just straight up not dealing with that. We're coming back here when we have Zora Mask. Absolutely not. That was so mean. I just got to the end of it too. And the game was like, nah, back to the beginning you go. That is so rude. Alright, we are gonna quickly just see what these pots are here. Both nothing. Excellent. That was the meanest thing that... No, okay, it's definitely not the meanest thing this game has ever done. Let me just say that. By a long shot, it's not the meanest thing this game has ever done to me. But... It's there. It's on the list. Alright. Let's go climb Mountain Village. I think that's probably our next best bet. So we do know that... Oh, and we can also go check out... Okay, I might be stuck here. Right, okay, hang on. We can figure this out. Okay, there we go. This is... are you kidding me? Okay. Link is just gonna swim backwards now. This is a very fun place to put this no backwards, no going forwards sort of challenge. Heads or tails time. Oh, is the gamble already done? Okay. Let's go. Heads or tails. So 39% of people went tails. Sorry, 39% of people went heads. 61% of people went tails. Let's go. Let me put up my volume here in case it works. Heads or tails? So someone's going to be very happy. Someone maybe not. It is tails. Tails wins the gamba today. There you go. Congratulations to everyone who won tails. If you put in all of your points into heads, I am so sorry. So that goes to Soup and J Buttcrumbs. Congratulations. Give me my money. And that's the final countdown on our, that's our timer done on our walking backwards challenge. Thank you so much for that placeholder. I really appreciate it. Just lost 5,501 rupees. I am so sorry. On the upside, losing rupees means that you gain money, so you're rich. That's how this works, right? Alright, so we've got a few checks we're going to quickly do in, we've got a few checks that we're going to quickly do over here in Zora Cape. And then we're going to head back to Romani Ranch and then Mountain Village. I've become addicted to the gamba now. Same here. Honestly, same. I'm not even participating in them. I just like walking, like running them. Still walking backwards. Not part of the challenge. It's just in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, it is actually genuinely faster to walk backwards than it is forwards. It's a weird little thing where they forgot to cap the speed on... I'm so sorry for that flashing light just then. They forgot to cap the speed on walking backwards, so it's slightly faster. Pink Deku Link is so cute. Yeah. He is, isn't he? So this is something rather cool to know. Deku Link is probably the best way of going across this beach. With the levers in place, the Deku Spin automatically stuns them, whereas the other forms don't actually do anything and just straight up take damage. That was something I learned while watching Zeldathon do people do a randomizer on the Zeldathon channel, which is a channel that does sort of Zelda speedruns and marathons for charity. In fact, I'm fairly certain we've rated them before, so there you go. Alright, nothing here by the looks of it. Piece of heart, excellent. And we know that Zora Cape itself, like the actual building itself, is foolish. So we're just going to head straight towards Romani Ranch, I reckon. So the quickest way for us to do that is just going back to the Temple of Time. We still don't have Song of Soaring and we don't know where it is. So it's just easiest for us to go to Temple of Time and then walk straight into Clocktown from here, rather than having to go all the way back to the end of the Great Bay and then use our horse and then go all the way to the other side of Termina Field. It's just straight up easier for us to do this. Alright. Again, we are going to hit up Romani Ranch, and then we're going to go to Mountain Village. Technically, we're not supposed to, and I use supposed to in quotations, we're not supposed to be able to get into Mountain Village quite just yet, as we don't have the bow or fire to melt the ice, but with our hook shot we can just hook shot it. And I don't think I ever beat this last time, so we're just going to quickly take a 2-second detour and do this. There we go. Nothing of value. Excellent. So, I've mentioned a few times that I'm currently doing a playthrough of Tears of the Kingdom, which I never finished my first time round because I didn't want it to end, so I straight up just stopped playing it so it didn't end. Very, very great reasoning right there. So I'm determined to actually finish it this time. So, sometimes, every so often, I will try and do something here in the randomizer that I can do in Tears of the Kingdom, but can't necessarily do in this game. Like, I sit there and go, oh, I'll just quickly switch over to the duplex bow so I can hit 2 arrows at once. That's fine. Or, let me just fuse something to my sword. That's not how this works. I just looked at this rock here and went, oh yeah, I could take care of that with like a red talus hammer. Red talus stone hammer, why not? Alright. Let's go back into Romani Ranch. Again, I save state not because I feel like I have to there, but because for some reason if I don't save state, then I don't hit it. It's the extra confidence. I don't know if that's it, but you know, that's what we're going with. Alright. Just for you, Soup, because you put money toward, like you put your rupees towards it before, we are going to, we're going to use the cow mask and see what the cows, what the dogs are going to give us. But we're also going to check this pot first. There's our ice traps. Excellent. Thank you so much, game. Way of the hero, ice trap. Alright. Today I should do pretty well. Thank you for the on-screen celebration, placehold. Oh, thank you for the celebration of my failure. Alright, let's do this. Rough, today I should do pretty well. Yes, this doggy is fine. Thank you, Jake Crumbs. Alright, let's go. So, in order to pick the best reward, to get the best reward anytime, it is better to do a bid of 80 rupees. This is for vanilla gameplay as well. So you need to get 150 rupees cumulative in concurrent with the doggy racetrack. So you do not have to get 150 rupees in prize money in one sitting. You just need to get it in a row. So the best way to do that is to bid 80 rupees. Because first, second or third place, so first you get triple, second you get double, and then third, I don't know how it works, but it maximizes if you come second or third or something like that, 80 still reaches the rupees you need to accomplish to get the highest prize. So it's best to bid 80 rupees. So we just got triple there, so we got over 150 rupees, so we lose money. Well, if that's not the most accurate advertisement for gambling I've ever seen. Even when you win, you lose. Just remember that. Alright. Terminafield is way of the hero. Excellent. Oh, that sucked. I'm so sorry I lost you money. That's alright. You also won me money in the process, so it's fine. It's fine, I guess. Okay. So statistically, the gold dog is the most likely to win, followed by the white dogs and the grey dogs and the brown dogs, and then last but not least, the blue dog is never set to win. Except for that one time where they finally got the blue dog to win after like 20 years. Well, that's kind of a separate sort of story. Profits in the end. That's it. That's exactly it. We got profits in the end. That's what matters. So yeah, never get the blue dog. In vanilla, sorry again for the flashing lights and colors warning. No, stop that! Stop hitting it. Thank you. West Clocktown is foolish. There we go. Alright, we do not have the Bremen mask at this juncture, so we can't do Bremen mask check. That's perfectly fine. Again, we're just going to walk back to the Temple of Time because we're going to be stuck here outside Romani Ranch anyway. So, yeah, statistically, the gold dog is most likely to win. Now, with the randomizer, all the dogs turn around and say, I don't think I'm going to do well today, except for one dog that says, today I should do pretty well. And it's always the same dog every race in a randomizer. That way you automatically know which one it's going to be. And statistically in the randomizer, it's most likely going to be the gold dog again. In vanilla gameplay, they do have varying degrees of responses. So again, it's, you know, it ranges from, I'm feeling off today, my joints are rough or whatever, or today I don't think I'm going to do very well. And then you've got things like, today I should do pretty well, and that's kind of like a okay sort of response. And then you've got my 4 paws feel lighter than usual, which is a pretty good indicator. But the best indicator of a winning dog is the dog that turns around and says, I'm here for my wife and kids, there's no way I can lose. Again, it's not a guarantee that the dog is going to win, but they've got a higher chance of winning than the other dogs. So if you're ever playing this vanilla and you can't figure out why you're always picking losing dogs, it's probably because you're just not getting the right responses from them. So you want to pick the dog that says, I'm here for the wife and kids, because statistically, it's most likely going to be the correct one. There's your little lesson on Majora's Mask doggy racetrack. Thank you for the, oh, people. Biggest bomb bag. We're just raking in all of the bomb bags right now. We just got the big bomb bag and now we've gotten the biggest bomb bag. Woodfall is way of the hero. It was indeed. We did get something really good at Woodfall and I can't remember what it is. For the family, that's it. We're here for the wife and family. Alright, any piss balls up here? Nothing. The yellow snowballs. What else am I supposed to call them? The one rule we always had as kids was don't eat the yellow snow. Okay, not the one rule, but one of the rules that we had as kids was don't eat the yellow snow. Soup, you've said a lot of unhinged stuff in this chat. That is certainly one of them. What is the one thing you're wanting to get most? I'm keen to see you get magic. I'm very keen to get magic. Magic will open so many things up. Fierce Deity will open up quite a few things as well. But I think at the moment magic will open the most up. And Song of Soaring. Song of Soaring would be great right about now. I was always told the same thing about yellow snow. Despite the fact that I never actually saw snow until I was like 12 or 13. I was always told don't eat the yellow snow despite the fact that I'd never seen snow. Wait, is magic something you're looking for? Would it be in the spoiler log? It would be in the spoiler log, yeah, absolutely. Everything is in the spoiler log, no matter what. What do you need more? Song of Soaring or magic? Either or, both would be great. Either one, I'm not too fast. Oh, what's here? Hey, I'll take the long shot. Absolutely. Piece of heart. Letter to Mama, less important, but I'll still take the long shot. Is that the way of the hero that we were told about? Or is it the piss ball down there? Oh, the piss ball here, wow. Okay, lead title deed, that's probably not it. Oh, wow. There's a lot here. One choose. Heads for song, tails for magic, leave it up to luck to decide. Thank you so much, Soup. That's really nice. Thank you. Alright, let me quickly plunder Tingle for 2 seconds. Just for all of you. And then we'll quickly run our heads or tails to see Song of Soaring or magic. There we go. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Yeah. Thank you for the on-screen celebration. Recovery heart 10 rupees or sold out. I want the sold out. Huh? But you already have that map. Thank you, Tingle. Alright, let's run a heads or tails quickly. Heads or tails? It is heads. Head is for Song of Snoring? That's awkward. Song of Soaring. Okay. Song of Snoring. That's pretty good. I want to buy sold out. So do I. I tried to and it wouldn't let me. How rude is that? Song of Soaring. Thank you for redeeming points for that. Oh, hell no. Right, okay. Is that correct? Okay. Interesting. We are not getting the Song of Soaring. That's straight up, we're not getting the Song of Soaring. The Song of Soaring is on the moon. Is one of the last pots on the moon. By the time we get to the moon, the Majora's Mask portion of this will be over. So we're just not gonna get it. essentially, once we get to the moon, the last thing we'll need to do is defeat Majora. So there is actual no reason for us to get it. So this is going to be a Song of Soaringless route, which is going to be fun when it comes to climbing Stone Tower. Is this a non-logic seed? No, this is a fully logic seed. But the Song of Soaring is seen as a non-important item because you can technically traverse without it. Like we've gotten here without Song of Soaring. And we will be able to get to, because it's given us a bonus song, we will be able to get to Arcana Canyon without Song of Soaring. So it's going to take us a little bit longer. That's a little bit of quality of life gone down the drain. But at least we know now, which is very good to know. Thank you, Binks Magnus, for the follow. That's really awesome. Thank you so much. Can you use Farore's Wind thing? If we do get Farore's Wind, we can use it, but it's only in dungeons. I completely missed on what that said. We can use Farore's Wind, but it's dependent on the dungeon, not on open space. Sorry, let me just see what that thing said. Okay. The Dodongo is beneath the well, I think it said. Okay, Dodongo is beneath the well. That's very nice to know. Thank you so much for redeeming your points for that. Thank you so much for redeeming your points for that, Soup. It's good for us to know that. And also, again, thank you so much for following Binks Magnus. That's really awesome. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Alright, we've got a few pots to check up here. I'll take your rupees if you're not careful. Hello, the real Zelda God. Welcome in. Hope you're having a lovely, lovely night or day or whatever it is for you. We're not soaring. There's not a song in the seed. I like that. I'm trying to sing as much as I can without being DMCA'd, but thank you so much. I like that. That's brilliant. Was that a piss pot down there? I don't think there's a... Oh, there is a... You're absolutely right. There is a piss pot down here. With the Pendant of Memories. We are getting a scary amount of Angel Cafe stuff. Someone's baby is not happy. Fun fact, in the randomizer, it's supposed to shut up after you play... The baby is supposed to shut up after you play the Goron Lullaby. In the randomizer, it doesn't. It just keeps going, no matter what. Alright. We are going to quickly do this. Then we're going to traverse back to Temple of Time one last time and try and get to Arcana Canyon. Now, the reason why we'd be getting back to the Temple of Time from here is we don't have the Lens of Truth, and I do not remember the path fully back to Mountain Village. And it's also, once again, just quicker to do Temple of Time to... Ooh, hello. Temple of Time to here. Forest is a Dolwa. That's kind of fitting. Adolwa. Alright, and Mountain Title Deed. Again, we are getting a weird amount of title deeds for my liking. There we go. Clearly my patience knows no bounds. Rude. Okay, nothing there. Alright, let's see what's in this big pot. I think we've waited long enough. Big pot, big chest. Well, that was a letdown. Nothing and nothing. Excellent. Alright. I will say, having a Prelude of Light is possibly my favorite thing. Why so many bomb shoes? So the way that the randomizer works is the first bomb chew that you find is the bomb chew bag, but all the bomb chews are considered in the randomizer code to be upgrades. So they're all considered, they're all put in the big chest. So that's why all the bomb chews are still in the big chests. Alright. Akana Canyon, let's go. Alrighty. So there's a few things that we need to do here. That one's empty, so we don't need to do that. Babe, wake up, Zalbao is streaming. That's right. Honestly, a mood. I would wake up if I was streaming too. I don't know how that works. Sniffer mask! Excellent. Ooh, hello. And Dongaro's mask. Both of them essentially useless to us at this junction. Let me just quickly... Bunny Hood we've got. Sniffer mask and Dongaro's we've got. I'd hope you are awake. Well, you know. Jury's still out. Alright. Nothing in that pot up there. There is one singular pot up there, which is a really annoying pot to get if it has something in it. Alright. Oh, come on. Alright, fine. I'm going this way instead. There, that's at least a little bit nicer for me. Alright. I'm sort of making all of these run into me because I don't want them to explode in front of the Gossip Stone because that would cause the Gossip Stone to shoot off. It should have shot off. We have pretty much done all of Hyrule Castle minus a few Hyrule Field minus a few bomb spots. In fact, we'll go down and do those last few bomb spots before we finish off tonight, just so they're out of the way. But I just want to see... Okay, there's nothing up here. So, a lot of people have very methodical approaches to how they do their randomizers. They won't leave an area until they've done everything. Zelda's Lullaby, very nice. Very nice. Wow, outdated reference. I am very much a let's do everything all at once. So, if you wonder why I do things in a specific way, there's literally no rhyme or reason. It's all dependent on my mood for the moment. Which sometimes means I forget things or miss things, but for the most part it's worked out for me fairly well. Alright, let's go. There we go. If I get too close to the Gyro sitting on the edge there, he will initiate a cutscene with me where he talks about how he can't let us up until we collect the Gyro mask. And that kind of just wastes our time. Your way also makes for interesting gameplay, a lot of variety. Absolutely. I don't go the way that the seed intends me to go, and I feel like that leads to a lot of creative solutions. And that's a very nice way of putting it, I think. Let's go see... Okay, Seikon. So Tattle actually attacks him because he tries to steal our sword. And if we try and talk to him again, that's all that happens, is just Tattle keeps attacking him. The entire way through. Tattle just keeps attacking him. Which, you know what? Pop off Tattle for being so protective. Love that. Alright. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah. Green rupee. No. No, I do not want a green rupee. Are the red particles blood? No, it's just Tattle being angry. It's just Tattle being angry. It's nothing so horrible. Didn't mean to do that. Caffeine Andrew give a Deku stick. Yes, I'm well aware of that. We are getting a weird amount of Caffeine Andrew items, considering the fact that we're not going to be doing Caffeine Andrew, which is a little concerning, but hopefully not terrible. The sword, I love that. That's it. Alright. Let's check this, and then we're going to check the entrance to Secret Shrine, and the Eco Steel Gun that gives a green rupee. Excellent. We're going to check the entrance to Secret Shrine here, and then we're going to head up to Arcana Canyon. Green rupees can be called Greg's Green Rupee or collecting a groupie. A groupie, I like that. Probably not the most efficient thing to call them, but I like it. They are indeed Greg's, and groupies and green rupees. I like it. Alrighty. Ooh, piece of heart. I don't know why I was surprised by that. I opened a chest that was clearly marked with a heart, and then I went, "Ooh, a green heart. No, a heart piece." As if it's something surprising. Alright, we've got a few things that we could be in here. Nothing. Hello. Deku nut upgrade. Nutting and launches. Excellent. These are groupies. These are groupies right here. Group of green rupees. Green heart, that's new. Yes, it's what happens when you get really confused between a green rupee and a heart. You get a green heart. Alright. Let's... Excellent. Alright, now we've got a few things we can check up here as well. So, I don't think Akano Castle is, excellent. Oh, did we see muffins in the background? Ooh, that was my phone going off very loudly. Very, very loudly. I apologize for that. Now you all know that my ringtone, my text tone is, okay. Now you know what my text tone is for my phone. It's the Game Boy startup entrance. Alright, so there's a few things to check up here. We've got bottom of the well. Now we know that one side of bottom of the world is Dodongo's cabin. We don't know what the other side is. And then we can also see how much of Stone Tower Temple we can get up. Yaha! And of course we can plunder Tingle. Our favourite pastime. Large magic jar, green rupees. We'll keep that in mind. Stone Tower Temple is goals. Stone Tower Temple is anything but goals. It's the opposite of goals. Oh, thank you, placehold, for the Tingle Plunder celebration again. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Tingle, let me plunder you. It's plundering time. Poor Tingle. No, I'm kidding. Alright. Let's see what this side is. Is this King D side? This is King D side. And it randomly flashed and said market there for a second in case if you noticed. Yeah. Interesting. Alright. If I'm being honest, I don't feel like doing much King Dodongos at the moment. I'm much rather go see what the other side of the well is. We will come back and do this, don't get me wrong, but we are gonna come back to it maybe on Thursday. But I do want to see what's on the other side up here. Ooh, and I want to see what... Yeah. Actually, we can't do that at the moment. So we're going to climb Stone Tower and see what Stone Tower is. And we're going to see what the other side of well here is. Again, there's not too terribly much we can do here at the castle, so we're just going to pretty much skip over the castle and go straight here. How's your night going, Xiaobao? It's going lovely, it's going wonderfully. All the better for having all of you here. I've got a slight tickle in my throat, which I'm hoping isn't me being sick. Whoa, vanilla, okay. Hoping that's not me being sick, so fingers crossed, but no, it's going very well. How's your night going? Very interesting that this is vanilla, but it's vanilla in the opposite way. Okay. Oh, well, this is supposedly Way of the Hero, so let's quickly go through. My night is good, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you're enjoying everything that we are doing tonight. Are you working early tomorrow? Not too terribly early. So the slight upside. Hello, Momo P-Paw. Momo P-Paw. I'm so sorry if I just butchered the pronunciation of that. Is this Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask Rando or just Majora's Mask Rando with Ocarina items? This is a Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time combined randomizer, with items being found in either game. So this has all the dungeons are randomized. And the bosses within the dungeons are also randomized, just for that extra flavor of fun. And welcome into the channel. I hope you're enjoying watching. We are having a good time playing here at the moment. There is some grass there that we will need to... Boom. Are you working early tomorrow at your job? One of the only upsides of all these horrible storms happening at the moment, although to be honest, they haven't been that horrible, is the fact that I am working from home tomorrow. So I don't have to be up super early, but we won't be streaming for too terribly much longer today. Empty bottle Ocarina of Time. Excellent. My voice is starting to give out in a major way. So we won't be streaming for too much longer, but we're going to see what we can do in terms of here and just figure out a few more things. Find out a few more bits and bobs of where everything is before calling it a night. And there goes our shield again. Excellent. I always happen to lose the Deku shield fairly quickly, every time. Alright. We have... I'll take the piece of heart. Piece of heart. Alright, we'll take the piece of heart and we'll continue on. This is supposedly Way of the Hero, so we might find something of value in another room. We're just gonna bunny hook to make this go faster. And then we want to see what the other side of this is. So the other side of this will actually lead to a different area. Is your heart count shared between the two games? I believe it is, yes. And the double defense is also shared between the two games. Every time. So the double defense is active between both games as well. Alright, through here. Nothing, nothing. Excellent. Let's check. Yeah, you've already set my shield on fire. There's not much else you can do. Oh, Din's fire. Excellent. Now, if we had some magic to go with that, that'd be nice. But we've got magic. We've got Din's fire, which is excellent. That might be the Way of the Hero item. Or it might be something in that pot. Mirror shield! That'll be the way of the hero item, because we do, in fact, need to defeat Twin Rover. So that's very good. We now have a mirror shield, and that gives us a permanent non-burnable shield in this game as well, which will allow us to sort of hover if we need to do any hovers, especially up Stone Tower Temple, which was why I really wanted to keep that Decker shield. But now we have the mirror shield, so we're not too worried now. Oh, that's fine. Calcium. That's it. Another Goron tunic. We already had one, so that's fine. Stop it. There we go. Alright. Anything in particular in here? We can't do anything in here until we get fire in some, or magic in some way. Alright. And again, we can't do the final chests in here. That's one piece of grass in there. Again, there's not too terribly much we can do about that piece of grass until we get magic. Have we done other Cow Grotto yet? We have indeed. We've done both Cow Grottos now. Alright, we can at least see where this leads us. Fire Temple. Inverted Stone Tower. Okay. Okay. If we had light arrows, that would be great. But we currently don't. So, okay. We are going to quickly just line this up very carefully. There. That's butchered it, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Alright. Okay, I can see why you hate this so much. It looks scary. There is some really interesting theology and sort of debate behind this entire area. Especially its ties to religion. Or like real world, like, you know, our world religion, not Legend of Zelda religion. Although also Legend of Zelda religion. Bomb shoes, of course. No, we're gonna have to go back in. We're gonna have to go back in and back this way. Okay, this is gonna take us back to the castles. Then we can climb the stone tower in earnest. Once we get light arrows, that's a great little shortcut. But yeah, so there's a lot of really interesting theology about the Stone Tower Temple, and it's something really worth looking into. But for a randomizer, it's an annoying place to do as a randomizer. In order to hit every single check in the temple, you need to go through it 3 times. And that's just, not only is it the same temple 3 times, and that's kind of excessive, it's also not particularly interesting for you all as the audience. I wouldn't want to subject you to watching the same temple 3 times in a row. And I know I say that knowing that we've just started a new randomizer when we did an old randomizer, like when we just finished a randomizer in the exact same game. But at least the rules and the items are different enough in terms of locations that we at least get a somewhat different play experience each time. Stone Tower Temple, it's the same one small area 3 times over. It's uninteresting and boring as a result. And, to be honest, a bit of a slog. Alright. We're going to see what of Stone Tower Temple we can climb, and then we're going to go finish Hyrule Field, and then I think we're going to call it for a day. I just want to see if we can figure out what Stone Tower Temple is. And that's my main thing. Alright. Welcome to Stone Tower Temple. We do not have the Elegy of Emptiness, which is the song that's usually required for us to get through this. However, if you have the hook shot on anywhere and a healthy amount of bombs and bomb shoes, you technically don't need the Elegy of Emptiness. You don't, if you're skilled enough, you don't even need a hook shot anywhere. You can get through here with enough bombs and bomb shoes. Of course that all depends on how skilled you are. So I'm just trying to remember my way through it. Okay. How many bomb shoes do I have actually? Oh, yeah, okay. It makes me a little nervous trying to do this on a randomizer because of how unstable it can be at times, but we're gonna try. Oh, balls. Ignore the fact that I keep saying balls. I'm so sorry, guys. This is why we save state. It's so much easier. There we go. Okay. Okay, slight flashing lights and colors warning. And you'll be able to see why I've been a little bit nervous about doing this on a randomizer. That frame rate is awful. Excellent. Okay, excellent. There we go. Blind. Yeah, I know, hey. Alright. Let's... There it is. Sao Bao is hacking. Oh. She's definitely doing something. Okay. I love these clever tricks. I am not the best at hovering by a long shot, but it is the bread and butter of every speedrunner. And it is fairly simple to learn. Bomb hovering is actually fairly simple to learn, and it is so useful for so many different things. Ooh. There we go. Alright, we are going to take a detour and climb up here for a sec. Rude. Largest bullet bag. Not strictly necessary, but sure. We'll always take another item. There's the gold scale. Again, not the strictly the most necessary thing in the world, but I'll never say no to another item. I'm fairly certain this will just yeet me right off the edge, but we're going to try. Yep, excellent. That's fine. We don't actually lose any distance from doing that. Ooh, that almost landed on my head. That'll do. Excellent. And that brings us to the top of Stone Tower Temple, where we get the Gipto Mask. Excellent. From here, we have a bottle. Excellent. I don't know if this is necessarily going to work without us climbing Stone Tower Temple again. Oh, there's actually another... Oh, there's actually two pots down there. Okay. Oh, that's not gonna work. Again, I save state there not only because, not only in case I damage myself, but also to sort of preserve the bombs, and also in case, again, this is not the most stable version of the game that I'm playing on. If it crashes, I don't want to lose all of our progress. So I sort of save state here just in case I accidentally crash it. More so than if I accidentally screw up. It's helpful if I accidentally screw up, don't get me wrong. But it's more so for accidentally crashing the game. Oh. That had me a wee bit panicked for a second there. I thought I'd screwed up. Excellent. There we go. Lens of truth. Kind of good. Ayo, we have magic. We have magic. We are cooking. Excellent. This was well worth it then. We have magic. Excellent. Alright, we're going to take that Chateau Romani right now. That is so good. Alright. This kind of does mean that we have to sort of redo a little bit of this because we actually come down quite a way. Is the Tears of the Kingdom Mirror Shield inspired by the one in MM? The Mirror Shield has been a long-standing item in the Zelda universe. So there's a Mirror Shield in A Link to the Past. There's a Mirror Shield in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. There's not a Mirror Shield per se, but it's a level 2 magic shield in Link's Awakening. So it is a long-standing thing, but a lot of the light puzzles that you do see in Tears of the Kingdom sort of did more or less originate in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I wouldn't say to quite the same extent, but yeah. There was some influence there. Absolutely. Oh, there we go. Alright, so now we're back up here. Okay, so we might... one more flashing lights and colors warning, if I can get this to work. If I can't get it to work, I can't get it to work. Last time, I could not get it to work for the life of me. No, that's not it. I had it and then I didn't have it. There it is. Okay, normally what I do is I would use a fairy to do a glitch called time stop to get across here. But in order to get a fairy in the position and the way that we need to, I would actually need to reclimb this entire temple again. Which we can do, but it's kind of easier just to bomb hover across at this point. We have the bombs to do it, the bomb shoes to do it. So it is technically just easier to do this. See? There we go. Excellent. This is GTG. Interesting. Okay, we can't do anything here. But it is interesting to note. So, well was fire. No, was DC and well. And then, oh yeah, inverted stone tower was well, and then stone tower is GTG. Excellent. So now we've got quite a bit of information. that's about all we're going to do in Majora's Mask at the moment. We've gotten quite a few awesome things. We've got magic. We've gotten quite a few good things here. But now we are going to return to Ocarina of Time one last time. So there's a few things we're going to do in Ocarina of Time before we finish up for the evening. One of those is we're going to go see what Beneath the Well is. Sorry, Bottom of the Well is in Kakariko Village, or Kakariko Village. I still pronounce it incorrectly. So we're going to go see what Bottom of the Well is in Kak. We're going to go see what Fire Temple is. And then we are going to just do the last bits of Hyrule Field. Just as a bit of cleanup, because we never actually did that last time. There we go. And then from there, next randomizer, I think we can focus on clearing dungeons. We've gotten quite a few good items. We're still missing the bow. The bow would be lovely. We're still missing Fierce Deity for the Majora's Mask dungeons, which not strictly necessary, but helpful. It is helpful. Fierce Deity can make a lot of the jumps that sort of cut a lot of time out of these dungeons. But we've got a good amount of items so far, and I think we can make a real stab of going on a temple run. Not the game, like, not the phone app. But you know what I mean. Alright, let's see what this is. Forest? Stone Tower. Bye! Not interested. Okay, that means we're gonna go check Fire. I'm hoping that Fire is Forest Temple. I'm very much hoping that Fire is Forest Temple. Number one, that's one that we can knock out fairly easily and beat fairly easily. Ooh. Oh, okay. I got excited there. Number two, did I check behind here? Yeah, cool. Number two, Fire being Forest. I'm fairly certain, I don't think I wrote it down, but I'm fairly certain there was an item of value in the Forest Temple. So it would be nice to check. I never wrote what DC is. Oh, DC is Deku. We did that, didn't we? Excellent. Alrighty, we're gonna check Fire now. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. I wish I was Stone Tower Temple. I will let you have that one. I'll let you have that wish all to yourself, because I'm so generous. You can have that one all to yourself. Oh. I keep blowing myself up. There we go. You can have Stone Tower Temple. Oh. Rude. All to yourself. I will happily take that one. I will happily not have to deal with that one. I never actually checked here, did I? Excellent. Okay, nothing. Wonderful. Even better. This has been a 3-hour stream so far, which is bonkers to me. It hasn't felt like 3 hours. It's felt a lot less than that, let me tell you that now. Wait, with this randomizer, their random locations thing, like instead of, like you walk through one door and instead of going out to Kikiri, you end up at Ganon's Tower. Yes, that is, locations rando is absolutely a thing. I have done a locations randomizer before. It is, quite bonkers. To put it mildly, quite bonkers. We can, if that's something you want to see, opponents feel, yeah, okay, we've got that. If that's something you want to see, we can do that. We can 100% do, we can 100% do a location sanity run. I will tell you now, it is a thing. Well, welcome back to everyone from ad break. Sorry about that. We were discussing the possibility of doing a location sanity rando, as we can pretty much randomize every location in the game. Currently we have boss and temple rando on, but you'd have to write down where everything leads to. Yeah, that's exactly it. So my first ever rando that I ever did was, again, an Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask combined randomizer. That's the first rando I ever did. Which, by the way, absolutely bonkers one to do as your first ever rando. Should have started with just a singular game, but that's fine. I've always been a little overzealous. So yeah, that was my first ever rando. And I had location sanity on. All locations, yeah, all locations were randomized. It was an experience. Let me tell you that. Your first ever rando and you end up, I think I literally walked out the door and ended up in Stone Tower. It was quite the experience. Yeah. I don't think I've done one in a full location sanity rando in a very long time. I'd be keen to do it. Excellent. There is something especially cursed about waking up in your house, walking out the door, and you're in Death Mountain Crater though. That has 100% happened and can again happen. Alright. My favorite randos to watch are the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom location randos on YouTube. It's also random and I love it so much it's entertaining. I thought I was your favorite rando. Oh, I'm kidding. No, that does sound really good. I love Twilight Princess randos. They are so much fun. And Wind Waker randos are so bizarre to me because you've got so much open swimming to do, and yet they manage to find almost everything so quickly and with almost very little issue. Oh, and I love to watch you. Don't worry, I wasn't fishing for it, I was joking. You're off the hook, I promise. Oh, right, I need to be adult. I forgot that, you know, I actually need to be adult to get into the adult temples. I guess. Alright, become adult. We are just gonna quickly... Did someone... I forgot to do fishing! You're absolutely right! You're absolutely right, I did forget to do fishing. Alright, we'll do that before we, we'll check what Fire Temple is, then we'll go straight to fishing, and then we'll go plunder Hyrule Field, the last of Hyrule Field. That's actually going to give us a more direct route down to Hyrule Field anyway. Get down. Off the hook just this once. Is that a fishing pun? Uh-huh. We have all the things necessary to do Water Temple. We're not going to do it today, but that is good to note. Water Temple, again, a lot of people rag so much on the Water Temple, but when you get a general idea of what you're doing, it's quite easy to navigate and very fun. Time to get that red snapper. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's get that red snapper. That's, I've played so much Animal Crossing in my life that I saw red snapper and went, ooh, that's 3,000 bells. That sounds fishy to me. Salvao hates fishing, confirmed. Absolutely. Obviously. Fishing is the worst. My favorite Zelda location of all time, for as much as I talk about how much I love like the Water Temple and stuff, my favorite location in any Zelda game is the fishing hole in Twilight Princess. I have spent so many hours just chilling in the fishing hole. The music, the atmosphere, the fishing. I used to go home from school, boot up my Nintendo GameCube, and sit in the fishing pond in Twilight Princess. And my mum and my sister would sit down and go, again? Are you serious? It was like my go-to relaxation period. It was my favorite thing in the world. Okay, nothing. What the? What is that? What is that? It's a Keaton mask. It's a Keaton mask. Okay, you know what? Just for you, we will catch the Keaton mask. I think that's fairly iconic. That's a compass. Knowing my luck, that's going to be the compass for the ice dungeon, like the ice temple, ice cavern, which is like the most useless compass next to beneath the bottom of the well. All right, let's go fishing. There it is. It would be funny if you accidentally caught an ice trap. Now that you've said it, I'm terrified that that's actually... I'm not even terrified. I know what's going to happen. No, give me back the compass. Alright. No, I'm not catching every paw. Alright, we're catching a Greg. The Greggiest Greg to ever Greg. Michael Keaton on the list. That's it. Michael Keaton in the Keaton mask. Greg! We have caught a Greg. Don't spend it all in one place. That Greg puts up a fight. Absolutely. Oh, that was too far. I almost got the reporter accidentally beach itself. That's kind of sad. Oh, come on! We are gonna get this compass if it's gonna kill me. It might kill me. Especially if it's for the ice cavern. I might actually die if it's for ice. Oh, are you kidding me? The wrong one. And now the compass is leaving. Alright, you know what? We don't need that compass anyway. Let's go get the Keaton mask. We'll collect our Bleg and then get the Keaton mask. Oh, come on. Come on. It physically... There we go. I was going to say, it can't get any closer to me. Yes, we will keep our Bleg. Yes, it's the blue rupee of eternal glory. See, I actually remembered what Greg actually means this time. That's the first time I've actually said Greg without having to look it up later on. Here we go. We are catching a Keaton mask. We are catching Michael Keaton. This is kind of weird to look at. There we go. We have caught Pikachu. Do we want to keep Pikachu? We do. There we go. Again, it takes on a whole new disturbing sort of content, like sort of feel when you fish up the when you fish up the circus leader's mask. It feels very weird because the circus leader's mask is a humanoid face. You're essentially, that's not what I meant to do. You're essentially fishing up a human face, and it feels a little dicey, not gonna lie. Alright, let's see if we can get that compass one last time. There we go. Let's get that compass, and then we're gonna go explore the last of Hyrule Field. Alright. Which face we have today, kind sir? That's it. Oh, Spirit points at Phantom Ganon. We didn't actually know that. That's really good to know. That was actually, for the first time ever, a worthwhile. Spirit is P. Ganon. Good catch, pun intended. Thank you so much, Placeholder. I appreciate the pun. And the compliment. Happy catch. Alright, let's wait fish. Nutting. Bleg. Okay, now we're gonna quit out. Yes, Navi, what do you want? Ocarina of Time is the better game. I don't know about that one. Alright. Let's go. We can go plunder the rest of Hyrule Field, and then I'm gonna go give my my throat a very well deserved rest. We have been streaming for 3.5 hours tonight, and it's been an amazing 3.5 hours, don't get me wrong, but my voice is kind of achy. I woke up this morning with the specific crackle in your throat where you go, oh, I'm getting sick. So hopefully it's not the case. Hopefully maybe I just need to give my throat a little R&R. Plunder, please. I hope you mean about Hyrule Field and not my throat. Alright. We've done that. Excellent. Let's go. Oh, actually, there is a grotto down here that I don't believe we checked last time. Also, I don't have a shield equipped. We have a mirror shield now. Let's equip that. My large magic jar, no thank you. I do like the green mirror shield though. Very nice. Again, I think I've talked about this previously, but the design on the mirror shield in this randomizer is not the design in the mirror shield that a lot of you would recognize from growing up, or from the 3DS version. So the randomizer for this was built off the 1.0 version of Ocarina of Time, which released in Japan and very, 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 very sparingly in North America. And then this version of the game was eventually replaced with the 1.1 or 1.2 version, which, oh, hello, which had a different design of this sort of shield, had a different design of a lot of things in the Spirit Temple for All's Win, and it had a lot of, and it had the music for the Fire Temple changed as well. I like Super Redeem. 2 Truths, 1 Lie is about to finish off. Would be peak if it was a pink mirror shield. I think that would be pretty cute. I'd like that. Alright. Let's do 2 Truths, 1 Lie. We're gonna make this one a gamba. 2 Truths, 1 Lie. Let's think. let's think. Sorry, I'm just trying to think of two truths, one lie. We have our prediction started. So, you got two truths, one lie to choose from. I was once a cheerleader for a basketball team. My favorite thing to do when I'm at the gym is weights, and I've technically almost died 3 separate times. So there you go. Feel free to do that. I think I accidentally set that for 10 minutes, so we've got a bit more exploring to do. But we'll select the results of that gamba once we are... Hello, larger magic upgrade. Once we are set to finish up for the night. What's my... Are we picking the lie? Yes, so one of these is the lie. We are picking the lie here. So again, one of them is I was a cheerleader for a basketball team, specifically. One of them is that my favorite thing to do in the gym is weights. And one of them is that I almost died 3 times. And so far, favorite thing to do in the gym is weights is currently winning as the lie is a huge margin. A lot of people think that's the lie, or maybe it's just one person with a lot of points. All right, so we've got a few things. I think Soup asked, "What's your favorite TV show?" It changes. It changes a lot. My favorite TV show when I was a child was Bones, which is a Fox crime drama. Which, if you've ever seen it, you'd question why it was my favorite show when I was 5. Sorry, not when I was 5, when I was like in year 5. The show came out when I was in primary school, and it was my favorite show of all time. So yeah, that was my favorite show. Then I loved, then I think I moved on to Veronica Mars is my favorite show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, then Angel, then Firefly. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, yes. Parks and Recreation, New Girl, The Good Place. I watch a lot of TV. I can binge watch an entire series of a show within a very short period of time. In fact, I've just started rewatching Bones. I started it a week ago, maybe. I'm on the last episode of season 4, and that's, you know, hour-long episodes, 23 episodes a season. I may have a problem. I watch a lot of TV, so I will say consistently my favorite over the years is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, though. I think that's a go-to TV show. I love Bones. The Good Place is so fun. It is, but that last episode, that last episode took me out. That last episode, I think, killed me a little bit inside. It hurt, I'm not gonna lie. In both a good and a very, very bad way. I don't know if you've... I'm not gonna spoil it, obviously, because there might be people in the chat who haven't seen it. You may not have seen it yet. That last episode hurt. in a very good and very bad way. I just started watching Shameless, and each episode is an hour, and there's 12 episodes per season. I just got up to season 6. It's taken me 3 weeks to get there, but I love the show so much. Is that the US or UK version of Shameless? Because I know there's a US and a UK version. I've seen clips of the US version, but I don't know which one it has the more seasons. US version, okay. That's got Emmy Rossum in it from Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, I will say I've been meaning to watch Shameless because I keep seeing clips of it. It's one of those things that I just have never gotten around to. So maybe I will have to get around to it at some point. Alright, we have 5 minutes left on our 2 Truths 1 Lie Gamba, and then we will be finishing the stream. So if you have any channel points and you've been trying to think about what you're wanting to spend them on, feel free to go all in on this. It is a fairly even split between the 3 options right now, between which one's a lie. I think Jim Waits is probably winning, but by a very small margin. My favorite show hands down is Alchemy of Souls. That sounds really good. I have heard about Alchemy of Souls before, and it's something that's been on my watch list for ages, and I just haven't started it yet. But that's awesome. I prefer the US version. It's a bit boring at the start, but once you get past season 3, it's really good, and season 3 onwards has all the clips from TikTok in it. Yeah, that sounds about right. I will say, as a person who has never seen Shameless before, I don't like Debbie. And I feel like that's a fairly common sentiment within the fan base for that one. Alright, it's okay, my fiance has been trying to convince me to watch, whatchamacallit? Breaking Bad. Debbie was so cute in the start, now she's a teenager, she's kind of rude and entitled. A lot of teenagers tend to be rude and entitled, but I think Debbie takes the cake there. I think Debbie, yeah, from what I've seen of the show, Debbie takes the cake. Not that I'm saying all teenagers are rude and entitled, I'm just saying teenagers in TV shows tend to be rude and entitled. If you're a teenager, I'm not trying to offend you. But, yeah, no, Debbie takes the cake. I don't think we have the... No, we don't. So there's a good chance we're going to get caught here. You said it best. I tend to do... No, I'm kidding. There's not too much we can do here without getting caught. We are... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There we go. There's not too much we can do here without getting caught. That kind of worked. But we've still got 2.5 minutes, so I'm just trying to kill time, essentially. Nothing. I'm sorry, J-Pop Crumbs. I promise I'm not meaning it. I meant TV show teenagers. There we go. Yeah, my fiance is trying to convince me to watch Breaking Bad, and I know objectively it is one of the greats. I tried to get into it and I couldn't, and I feel very bad about that. But I just could not get into it for the life of me. So I'll have to try again, because I hear once you get past like the first few episodes, it's really good, so. Alright. We have 1 minute 40 left on that gamba. No, I was saying we think the same for actual teens, but yeah, just joking. Oh yeah, that's fair. Honestly fair. Yeah. Alright. Again, we can't properly go through this without the Gerudo card, but we can at least see what's here. And we've still got a minute 15 on that gamba. You have to watch Alchemy of Souls first. Now I really have an urge to watch the series again. You're selling me on it. You are. I promise you. Ooh, I almost fell down there. I didn't need to do that. I just found it fun. It's a bit mean, isn't it? Alright, let's go. Nothing up here. Excellent. If I remembered how to clip in to GTG, I would do so, but I actually don't remember. And also, I don't think I need to, because we already know that GTG is bottom of the well. So that's fine. I was about to say, we should probably see what it is, but we already know that one. The only temples that we don't know the locations of now are, what, Forest, Fire, and Snowhead. Which means by logic that they're in Snowhead, Woodfall, and Great Bay, respectively. And we don't know what Jabu Jabu is. So, actually, it could be one of them. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Bottom of the well, also, we don't know where bottom of the well is. If you ever watch Shameless, keep an eye out for Jimmy. It'll make sense in, like, season 2, but the show is very much MA 15+, and for a good reason. Salbao, you may be too young to watch. That's right. I'm too young to watch these shows. I owned a VCR player. I owned a Betamax player. And watched HR Puff and stuff, but I think I'm too young for Shameless. Alright, our Gamba is now officially closed. So just going through again, the three options were 2 truths, 1 lie. The 2 truths, 1 lie were I was a cheerleader for a basketball team. My favorite thing to do in the gym is weights, and I've almost died on 3 separate occasions. Shall we choose the result here? My favorite thing to do in the gym is not weights. That is the lie. So the other 2 are 100% true. So that goes to I Like Soup and Playsold. Congratulations on winning. I think you've won every single Gamba. Wow. I think you've won every single Gamba tonight. So I was indeed a cheerleader for a basketball team. The Kings basketball team, or I don't actually remember, they were called the Kings or something. A basketball team. I was a child cheerleader. They had like a junior cheerleader sort of program, so I was a cheerleader for them when I was young. I also did cheerleading for a football team and for a netball team. And I have almost died on 3 separate occasions. So technically the first 2 were the same reason, but Sydney Kings, that's the one. Yeah, they're the ones. So I almost died from influenza, and from fever and from dehydration from influenza. And then the influenza actually caused my organs to go into failure. So I almost died from influenza and then from organ failure. And then when I was 8 years old, I went boogie boarding at the beach and almost drowned. So there you go. There's my 3 near-death experiences. Well, thank you so much for joining us on our stream tonight. We have found... Are you okay? Yes. We have found quite a few amazing items tonight. We've gotten so many hints on where so many different items are. I think next stream we are going to be able to get straight into some dungeon crawling. I think that's a wonderful idea. So for now, I'm going to say adieu and we're going to go find someone to raid. But I hope you've had a lovely night or day or whatever, and I hope you continue to have a lovely night, day, evening, morning, evening, whatever time. So I hope you're having I hope you have a lovely time, and I will hope to see you on Thursday again. If on the odd chance that I end up being sick on Thursday, I will post a story to let you know if I'm not going to be streaming, but we should be fine. We should be fine. Okay. Let's find somewhere to go. Nope. Nope. Same category, maybe. Let's find someone. Just trying to find someone to raid. Don't go anywhere. Alright. Let's go with this one. This is an all dungeons speedrun by Arthur Houdini. So feel free to go join the stream, share some love, say hi to them, give them a follow, say hi, you know, do whatever. Just, you know, we like to grow all of our communities and we like to, you know, help each other out. So feel free to share some love. And we'll see you in the next stream. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely time. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the bits, the comments, the chats, the views, everything like that. And I can't wait to see you next time.